Hey guys.
We are live, gamers.
We are live, gamers. Yo, what's up, gamers? I'm T-Pat. This is my first time on V0oidathon. I've been on previous ones helping with some Pokemon battleships with my friend Fian, and Fian is here to help commentate and meme as well as the rest of the meme squad. So
yeah.
Wait, who's that? Wait, who's fine? I don't know.
How have the tables turned?
yeah, exactly. But as I get started in this game, the first thing I have to do is to set my switch time to something very specific. And then we will start the run in about a minute. And funny enough, in the time it takes to set the timer here is also the time that it takes for Fian to read something. So, Fian, if you could, please.
Hey guys, did you know that in terms of human companionship, Flareon is objectively the most huggable Pokemon? While the maximum temperature is likely too much for most, they are capable of controlling it, so they can set themselves to the perfect temperature for you. Along with that, they have a lot of fluff, making them undeniably incredibly soft to touch. But that's not all. They have a very respectable special defense set of 110, which means that they are likely very calm and resistant to emotional damage. I never read that part. Because of this, if you have a bad day, you can vent to it while hugging it, and it won't mind. It can make itself even more endearing with moves like Charm and Baby Doll Eyes, ensuring that you'll never have a prolonged bout of depression. Ever again.
Thank you, Fian.
Yeah, thank you, Fian. All right, we're going to start the game in 3, 2, 1, go! Woo! So welcome everybody. This is Let's Go Eevee. I will be speedrunning this game, which is effectively becoming champion of the good old Kanto region. The category, by the way, is any percent NMS, which I know that Void, when you did the schedule reveal, you're just like, what does that even mean again? It means no mount skips, which will be applicable later on. Oh, what are we naming our character again? Are we doing Rambi?
Joel.
Rambi.
We're gonna save Joel for the Starmie.
Yeah, Joel is for the Starmie.
All right, and what are we naming Rival?
I think the only thing that is free is Smurf.
Smurf.
I mean, it's great. I mean, it's a good name, you know,
All right.
for no reason at all. We didn't need to defeat the evil Smurf.
There we go. And we'll be nicknaming the Eevee as well. So, like, if you're in chat and you got a really good Eevee nickname, make sure to use the little channel point reward. And as an incentive for this run, I have learned that our good friend Void currently has 490 sub points, and he's gonna do a 24-hour stream at 600, but I will meet you halfway. For every 10 subs that we increase Void's sub count, I will pet the Eevee.
Pet the Eevee.
So if we get to 500 subs, we're petting this Eevee on the spot. And that's all on you, chat. Listen, I'm really good at shelling out for other people. I'm really bad at my own stream for shelling out.
That was actually a great pitch, yeah.
Yeah.
Set some options. It's the worst menu in the game. It's all okay. But yeah, let's go Eevee. This, by the way, is the first mainline Pokemon game to be released on the Nintendo Switch. And because it's called Let's Go, go as in Pokemon Go. Remember that game that everybody downloaded on their phones? Yeah, there are some mechanics in this game that are very similar to that. It was basically like a catch that'd be like, hey, you're playing the mobile game. Like, how about you come back to actual Pokemon games? Turns out, this is, like, the best Pokemon speed game in, like, the whole series. This game is, like, it's, like, super fun. It looks great. It has a really interesting route. And it's, like, it doesn't have, like, a high, like, barrier of entry either. So a lot of new players can get into it pretty easily.
I would even argue it's probably the best Pokemon game on the Switch, period.
Yeah, it's up there. That's
a take right there.
This is my favorite Pokemon speedrun. I think my favorite casual Pokemon game is still Legends Arceus. So, if you're familiar with the Pokemon Go mechanic, there's the circle that, like, you know, comes down, and then you gotta hit the circle. Well, we get to do that with the Joy-Cons. You can't play this game with a Pro Controller or a regular controller. You have to use the Joy-Cons and their motion control functionality, so you're gonna see me do some wild things, because throwing the Pokeball is effectively like throwing the Joy-Con. It'll be very fun.
Yeah, that's a good one for the Eevee.
Data face?
Yeah. Data face, yeah.
yeah.
Ooh.
Hype Train is close, by the way.
Yo, Hype Train is close. I saw we got, what, 7 subs already?
Yep.
Damn.
Only 3 more to pet the EV.
Hey, if y'all can get 3 subs like right away, there's actually a spot where we're taught how to pet the Eevee, and that would be optimal for me to pet the Eevee when I'm in the scene that forces me to pet the Eevee.
Yeah, but it's funnier when it's not optimal.
Good evening, gamers.
Hello, Bruno.
On it.
You ran this game too, didn't you?
Yeah, I used to.
Nice.
I used to until 2020.
Yo, Data face, let's go. Okay.
Yeah. I stopped speeding the game because of Joy-Con drifting, sadly. It's really annoying when you're getting drifting on your...
Yeah, for sure.
That's the main issue with this game.
Alright, so we're gonna see how good our Eevee is. Okay. Okay, so whatever. So I have an Eevee that's technically unrunnable. It's minus special attack. But I didn't make a backup save, and honestly, like, what's the worst that can happen? Additionally, like, a bunch of the, like, very active community members, including, like, myself and Etiquette and Etchy and Sandy and Randall and everybody else that there's, like, too many to name. We're all putting together a tournament of this game next month. So a lot of us have been actually running unrunnable EVs as kind of like an experiment to be like, okay, well, really, how bad is this? Like, how bad is minus speed? How bad is minus attack? How bad is minus special attack? And of all those, like, minus attack is kind of the worst. You'd think minus special attack would be, because if we're plus special attack, that's, like, the best. But it's not as punishing to have minus special attack as it is to have minus attack. But we will see how the rocket hideouts will go in a little bit.
It's a lot similar to Fire Red when you have to use Squirrel, because if you run a minus attack on Squirrel, it's like really bad because you have to rely on something like Tackle and other moves, like Mega Punch and Mega Kick.
Yeah, so thankfully, instead of using a move like Mega Kick, Eevee has a bunch of really broken moves.
Yeah.
Which we will leverage massively. So both Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu, the partner Eevee and Pikachu have boosted stats. Like, they are not a normal Eevee or Pikachu.
Yeah.
Their stats are much higher. And that's the benefits that they get because they're not allowed to evolve. But the fun thing about Eevee is that there are a bunch of move tutors in a game, and the move tutors will teach these broken-ass moves that each one, like, represents one of the evolutions. So there'll be a busted electric type move, a busted fire type move, a busted water type move.
It's very aggressive.
And we will use those moves to make our moveset insanely good. So Eevee is the main Pokemon through, like, the first 2/3 of the run, and then we'll switch over to Starmie for the final third of the run. And Starmie is insanely good. Because the best move in the game is Thunderbolt.
And the problem about Staryu, when you catch it, it's completely random. Minus the nature you can set for when you're at Celadon City.
Sure can. Alright, we won.
Yeah,
And
I have great news. We are petting the Eevee.
sweet.
Hell yeah.
So that means I will be petting the Eevee in the optimal place, because I actually can't pet it right now. I don't even have the option to do it. We have to talk to our rival's big sister, and she teaches us how to pet the Eevee.
So I'm not actually familiar with this game's mechanics that much. Are they, like, pretty much the same as all the other mainline Pokemon games, like, under the hood, or is there something else happen.
There's a
Like, because
couple
I know
of
Go is totally
Oh
different.
yeah, look at that
Oh,
boy!
man.
Let's
Look
pet
at
that
it.
Eevee!
Let's go.
Woo! All right, you know what to do, chat. Another 10 subs, and we'll pet this Eevee again. Which, by the way, increased friendship does increase the stats of the Eevee at the cost of what are called turnarounds. But I'll explain turnarounds when we get them. Yeah, that's right. Put them pets in chat.
So what you're saying is it's optimal to pet the Eevee.
It is a little optimal to pet the Eevee. And then it's also very unoptimal to pet the Eevee. But technically optimal, which is the best kind of optimal.
As they call it, it's like the Pokemon Amy, as it started in Gen 6 with X and Y.
Yeah, it's basically that.
Yeah.
But yeah, the stat boost comes at certain thresholds. So friendship is on a 0 to 255 scale. The weird thing about this game is that there is no way to decrease friendship in Let's Go. Whereas in other games, like if you faint or you use like a bitter item like an energy root, friendship goes down. But energy roots don't exist in this game, and fainting does not reduce friendship, so it can only increase. And that is something we manage in other of the Pokemon games. For example, in Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, without the use of the bitter items, the main Kadabra would hit high friendship and you start losing time because you get all these flavor text. Like, it comes out in battle and it says, it wants to do its best for you. And it's like, I really don't care. Like, could you just attack the thing now? So using the bitter items keeps our friendship values in check, and that's actually valuable. But there's no way to do that in this game. So at high friendship, Eevee will start, like, praising you. And it gets real interesting.
Yeah, it praises you, it gets more criticals, it can heal itself from status, it's really interesting.
Yeah. But the main thing about this game is you probably notice I have a catch counter right below me. So the main gimmick of this game is that to enter each gym, there will be a requirement. For example, in Brock's gym, I have to have a grass or water type Pokemon to enter his gym. Fun fact, there are no water type Pokemon available before Brock. So you need a grass type or trade in a water type. But the main thing is that Koga's gym requires you to have 50 Pokemon, 50 Pokemon to be registered in your dex in order to even enter his gym. And that just changes the whole routing of this game. Otherwise, we would catch like a minimum number of Pokemon. We would probably even like catch multiple of one Pokemon because that would be faster. But now we route around getting 50 Pokemon for Koga's gym, which we fight 7. And that makes the mid part of this game super, super interesting because every route can be different. So if you're following along on the tracker below me, all the Pokemon listed in blue are like my planned catches. Anything in red will be what I've already caught. And if it's in like gold, yellow, they're like bonuses or like last second options. So we're coming up to our first catching sequence, which is Viridian Forest. I'll be catching both bugs, a Bellsprout, and hopefully a Pikachu if I see one. I'll be going for very specific Pokemon because I want to catch everything lured. Which again, the lure is a thing that we got from the Pogo mobile game. What a lure does is it will force every single encounter to be at its maximum level +1. So the forest will spawn Pokemon level 3 to 6. Anything with the lure is automatically level 7, which is more experience and less levels it has to gain to evolve. Also, we can use 2 controllers because each Joy-Con is its individual controller. So for this Weedle, you're gonna see me throw 2 Pokeballs at the same time.
It'll make the catch easier.
Yep, you get
a lot easier.
You get an increased catch rate and more experience. You almost get double the amount of EXP. Technically,
you get this fancy animation.
Yeah, technically.
Yeah, but longer animation is like it's so much worth. Like even with the long animation you get for using 2 controllers.
Yeah, so that like second player takes like a second to drop down from the sky. But at the cost of doing that, like, this is so worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice 1% Beedrill. That's really funny. That Beedrill's a 1% to spawn, by the way. That's super cool.
And if you're playing Pikachu, the V version, it's the Butterfree, and then you're the first to get Oddish instead. Classic version differences.
Yeah, the other difference is that Eevee has Bellsprout, whereas Pikachu has Oddish. And Oddish is actually optimal against Brock. Yeah, I wish I would have caught that Weedle first ball. It's fine.
Yeah, I used to run the Pikachu version, so I don't know much about the difference between Eevee and Pikachu, but it's almost the same.
Yeah, funny enough, the version differences subtle but can be important, but at the end of the day, the top times are about equal. Etchy is the world record holder in both categories, for both Eevee and Pika, and his Eevee is faster, but it's theorized that Pikachu can be more consistent at the top level, so it all just kind of evens out at the end of the day.
I think on release, the Eevee rose like much faster than Pikachu, and then we found like there was like a lot of optimization where found them.
Yeah, so the Pika version will utilize some assist Pokemon like Oddish and Nidoking primarily to help out Pikachu, whereas Eevee kind of solos it. So Eevee's a little bit easier to get into. Like, if you're a new player, I think Eevee is easier than Pika, but for top runners, it's actually Pika that can be better. So this, I'm going for this Pidgey because it's glowing. It jumped, are you kidding me?
Anything to do with yellow glow is usually a bigger size, and blue glow is like smaller size usually.
Yeah, but they have an EXP multiplier. So getting a glowing one is worth even more EXP. So, like, our battle EXP is gonna look pathetic compared to how much EXP we gain via catches. Like, that is primarily how we're gonna gain most of our experience, is through catching Pokemon, not battling them.
Yeah, this is the main
That's pretty
game.
neat.
Yeah, it's the main game with this game compared to the other main games. It's about catching that you need to level up and grind experience.
So you're like double incentivized to catch Pokemon in this game from the levels up, and also from the fact that you need to catch some to like a certain amount to beat the game.
Correct.
Yeah. If it wasn't for Koga's requirement, like you would be much more underleveled for the entire game.
So, funny enough, like, using 2 controllers gives you a ×2 multiplier, but undocked 1 controller still is a 1.1 multiplier, and I just learned that, like, last week. It's very funny.
It has been a lot of things that were like.
So if you
like,
played with the Joy-Cons like attached in handheld mode, you would gain less experience than just with 1 Joy-Con.
Wait, that's crazy.
Yeah, right? It's wild.
It's very subtle. It's very subtle.
It's probably because it's like anticipating that if you're playing with 1 Joy-Con, that means somebody else is playing with another one, and then it's like, I don't know, multiple people playing or something. I don't know. That's the only logic I can find.
Yeah, it's so I'm playing with both Joy-Cons in the grip, so that's why when I'm doing my throws, they are always coming out consistently at the same time instead of like holding 2 and trying to do that. Though players can do whatever they want. By the way, I'm a left Joy-Con is P1 player. Some people do the right, and those people are wrong.
I honestly don't remember.
Right.
I don't remember what I used to do. I really can't think anymore. Been too long at this point.
So Eevee is required to hit level 10 because I learned the move Double Kick. That's how we're gonna defeat Brock.
Just like Nidoran and Mail back in Gen 1.
And we can just walk right around these trainers. Very cool. And there we are with Brock. And yeah, this is like already where the first version difference comes into play. Pikachu version will use the Oddish, because the Oddish is a special attacking grass type, but Bellsprout's not as good because it's physical attacking. And if you know anything about Onyx, it's just a giant Wurmple. It has like no attack, but just an insane amount of physical defense.
Also for this game, they removed a bunch of moves, but they also buffed a couple of other moves like Absorb. Absorb, instead of being 20 base power, it's 40 base power, and Mega Drain is 75 instead of being 40.
Yeah, and like Leech Seed is also like insane in this game.
Leech Seed is insane in the other games.
Yeah.
It must be really insane in this game.
Yeah.
Now this, so the Eevee, Let's Go, Eevee and Pikachu is like this, it's kind of like the spiritual remake of Yellow version. Not like Red and Blue, not really Fire Red and Leaf Green, it's like Yellow version. Where obviously, you know, the rival gets the Eevee in that game, so it's like, well, what if we got the Eevee? So there will be some similarities to like what Yellow version is doing, but because this game is tailored so much for like new players, there are no abilities in this game, and there are no held items in this game. It is truly like Gen 1. Oh, that's...
It's a return to roots.
Oh
basically.
no, I went to split, and that was incorrect. Hold on. What? I went to split, and I have no splits. 19, 30, and go. Nothing happened. Nothing happened. That was just...
Muscle memory.
Yeah, that was
there you
complete
go,
muscle
like-
memory. See,
It's better, but don't worry about it.
no one
It's
saw
fine.
anything.
No one saw nothing.
The stream glitched.
Ain't nobody saw nothing.
Unlike Gen 1, this has infinite TMs, thankfully. Infinite TMs.
Hey,
Also,
listen,
Thomas,
if you want me to slow down, you know what to do. 10 subs, I'll pet that Eevee.
Yep.
It's probably less by now.
Thomas,
9.
9.
I don't know if you're
got
playing
it.
what happens if you level up with the Pokemon in this game.
Alright, we're gonna do some shopping. Hey, you ever buy Pokeballs in any Pokemon game ever? Didn't think so. Remember, we're catching lots of Pokemon, so we're gonna need that.
Actually, a question for you, T-Pat, that I saw in the chat earlier. If you throw Pokeballs at a Pokemon, like the PG earlier, and it dodges the balls, like, do you lose them,
Yeah.
or do they go back in your inventory?
Nope.
You don't go back.
No, they don't go back in your inventory. Those are expended resources. So I do have to be a little careful, especially with like Great Balls, because like you can get low, but trainers in this game not only give you money, they give you Pokeballs. So after I defeat each trainer, it'll be like you gained this much money and 3 Pokeballs.
So once again, another incentive to catch lots of Pokemon in this
Yes. Yeah, this game just gives you Pokeballs. I'm gonna pick up another lure because we'll catch Pokemon in Mount Moon. I should have went for that cycle. I'm such a wuss. All right, any grass snakes today? Any snicks? Nope. All right, I'm about to get the... Believe it or not, this is the second fastest Pokemon to obtain in the run.
game.
Carp. You paid an outrageous $500 and bought the Magikarp. That's right, I just spent $500 on this Magikarp. Y'all can spend 10 subs to pet the Eevee. Listen.
Yep. 9 now. 9 subs. 9 subs for the next Pet the Eevee segment.
Everyone's through dungeon, Mount Moon.
Yep. And there we get to see our friends Jesse and James. They are very, like... They have such great characterization in this game. We will see Jesse
Those
and James
models
a
also
lot.
look pretty good.
I love the art style of this game so much because it's not like full chibi like BDSP was, but it's not too realistic like Scarlet Violet or Sword and Shield. It's like it's in the perfect middle.
It's closer to the 3DS games in general.
It's like this game is just very cute, which is super like endearing for Pokemon. Obviously, like everything is cute. Like the Eevee is cute and deserves to be pet. So we want everything to be cute in this game. By the way, all the Pokemon do spawn in the overworld. It's the first game to do it, and like Sword and Shield went back to like the half and half of like half overworld half underworld, but all the Pokemon are overworld in this. But
And
repels
also-
actually work.
And it's also the first game where it's the overworld shinies.
But
Yes.
can you pet the dog?
Yep, overworld shinies in this game.
This is why Shiny and think this game is like literally one of the easiest in any game.
Yeah. So shinies appear shiny in the overworld with a little bit of a sparkle indicator. It does not have the audio cue like PLA does.
Yeah, it just
But
sounds like
it's
you have
very
to
easy.
be looking around all the time.
Yeah, and full odds is still 1 in 4,096, but with a lure active, you do get 2 rolls. So basically any sequence where I'm seeing Pokemon like now, these have at least double odds. So Clefairy is very good. We will catch
I
that.
mean, a lot of things we need to catch in this.
And all
game,
these Zubats are very bad. I don't like that. Yeah, I knew it. Yep. That's the first example, by the way, of a side throw. I do this little, like, side angle, or I'll go this way if they're to the right. And if they're straight away center, I'm a knee slapper. Like, you will literally hear, like, a lot in this run.
It's a lot easier to target Pokemon with 2 controllers compared to like 1 player. It's like the one thing also that's like really good about 2 players.
Yeah, and that's why I think the grip is so useful. Because if you're throwing to the left and the right, you can kind of consistently... Every once in a while you get a really jank throw, and you're just like, what
It is a
happened
distinct
there?
between both controllers. Like one goes first and the other one is like after the first one. It's a really distinct that happens at times.
Yeah, it looks really sick with the combined thing.
But if which will be used in team for a couple of fights, if I remember correctly.
Maybe. But Butterfree's kind of a maybe. Older strat. So one of the new, and this is like probably like a year old. So Ecchi did a ton of work to try to get the game faster and faster. So now most Eevee runs will just evolve Bellsprout into Weepin' Bell, which is what the Pika version does with Oddish. But you use the Oddish, so it makes sense. Here we don't use the Bellsprout, but having the second Pokemon in our party at all times helps us out with some like catch and EXP managing in like the mid-early game, so to speak. Paris is good. So I might use Bellsprout.
Honestly, you usually don't want to catch is something like Chansey. It's like really like life season you have to catch Chansey.
That, by the way, that thought process is completely flipped. Chansey is amazing in Mount Moon now. Because
Oh, is it?
Eevee benefits from high EXP in the early game. Massively.
Yeah, like
So
problem is,
if
like-
I see a Chansey right now, I will always catch it, but I'll deposit everything first.
Yeah.
So yeah, that thought process is completely flipped around. Chansey is actually
It's only for Mount Moon,
incredible
right?
in the early game.
Or is it like also works for the other routes?
Yeah.
I remember like the bench with Chansey because it's really low catch rate, so it's like really hard to get it.
So this is probably another thing that's new for you, is that we found out about a year ago that switching the second controller's ball does matter. So I'm sure that when you did a run, you only use Great Pokeball or Ultra Ball
Yeah, almost like
Pokeball.
that.
Yeah, no, we
Yeah.
don't do that anymore. We go Great Ball and then Ultra Great Ball, and the catch rates massively improved. So we learned that through Anubis did some data diving mainly for the shiny hunters, but we learned what the catch rate formula was because of
That
him.
was a year ago, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And what we learned is that the circle, the color of the circle, if it's red, orange, yellow, or green, represents, you know, how good or bad the catch is. But it only calculates that color with one controller balls. So that's why switching the second ball never mattered, but it does matter in the actual catch rate, like calculation.
So the visuals lie to you,
Calculation
got it.
in the game, yeah.
By the way, if
Doesn't
I
show
see
the-
a Chansey, I really need it. My EXP is low. I'm not going to hit level 15 entering Cerulean unless I get another catch.
Since you want to catch Chansey, I'm gonna assume it helps a lot for like some stuff like damage ranges and stuff like that. for like the next areas.
Yeah, so if I catch a Chansey, I'm gonna be like level 20.
remember
Which is gonna save me a
Victoria
ton of turns. By the way, I do need to make my depositing now, because every level a Pokemon gains is slow. It's very slow, because Pokemon gain levels one at a time, and it takes 2 seconds per level for everything to level up. So if you catch a Chansey with a full party, you are just wasting minutes, because every single level will just be da-da-da-dink, 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 and it's like, stop. And so that's why we're managing. We want to have our party like as lean as possible. Like the Pokemon that need to level up, like Bellsprout has to get to level 21, will stay in my party until it's 21. But at my best opportunity, I'll put it in my box so it's not going to gain extra levels. But entering the box menu is kind of slow. It takes 10 seconds. So you really need to optimize like trying to deposit 2 or 3 things at the same time. And for example, that last box menu, I deposited 4 things all at the same time, so it was very worth it. Yeah, yeah, I do have a very nice emote. I love my Paris Angie.
Yeah, the Paris
so
Angry
funny.
is so good.
I mean, it's the PLA reference, because Parises are just so... They're incredible in that game.
They're
aren't they?
vicious. They're really vicious in that game.
They're a little
Yeah, I don't
less
play
vicious
PLA
in
yet,
this
so-
game. But, yeah. By the way, can everybody just start praying for Chansey? Like, please?
Okay.
Yep.
I want Chansey so
Pray in chat.
bad right now.
I'll do it just for you.
What are the odds of encountering a Chansey in Mount Moon?
It is
It-
0.5% per spawn.
It's especially encountered in Mount Moon and almost every single area in game besides for the areas where you can catch Bulbasaur, Squirrel, and Charmander.
Yeah. So,
And
the game has what are called special spawns, or we like to call them rare spawns, and they're 0.5% to spawn, and it's Chansey in most areas. It's Bulbasaur in Viridian Forest. It's Charmander in Rock Tunnel. It's Porygon on Route 7 for some reason. But on most routes, it's Chansey. By the way, Victory Road, the rare spawns are by floor, Chansey, Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan. And that is very important when you're doing a catch-em-all run, because you need to get both Hitmons, but you can only obtain one from the dojo. So you have to force a rare encounter.
L.
So my nature is adamant, so I'm plus attack. That's really helping me out on this fight specifically. I was really hoping to get that one shot, because it's a range at level 14. Lame. Don't, okay?
There's starter manips in this game.
There are no manips in this game. I better snap out of confusion right now. Okay. But the partner Pokemon has perfect stats.
Yeah, he always has.
it's 31 IVs in every single stat.
Yep.
Oh,
So
nice.
the only thing that changes is the nature.
Nature, yeah.
So
This is
I
the
will
main point.
definitely
You have to
have
reset the
heal.
game, and the start is for the runnable nature usually.
So that was really unlucky to hit myself in confusion and miss the range in the first place. So
It's much more easier to get a runnable on Star than compared to the last games on 3DS, like Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire for Midcape, which
yeah,
actually
42%. So for Eevee, we don't want minus attack, minus special attack, or minus speed. Remember, I'm running minus special attack. So you have 13 out of 25 natures that are runnable. If you're minus speed, you can YOLO it, especially if you're like quiet nature, but you have to know what you're doing. Pika does not need not minus speed. Like, you can run minus speed on Pika because it's so insanely fast.
Yeah, it's gonna be faster no matter what.
Yeah,
Yep.
usually.
Yeah, like, nothing outspeeds Pika, even with, like, minus speed. So it's actually... I think Brave is probably the best nature for Pika.
Interesting.
Interesting. What benefits from having plus attack on Pika?
So Pika's main broken move is called
Full
Zippy...
tackle, maybe?
No, it's Zippy Zap.
Zippy Zappa.
Zippy Zap is a 50 power move that auto crits, and it's physical based.
And it has priority as well.
Ah.
It's a +2 priority move as well.
Yeah,
It's
so
absolutely
only Fake Out will outspeed it.
That's
Oh,
wild. Nice.
Dude, my catch count
Yeah.
is so bad. We might
Signature
we might be saying hello to rival first here. If my catch count
could also imagine
is
the-
bad, I'm gonna get a backup money item here. Because
I could also
I'm-
imagine the plus attack nature being helpful early on because like you're stuck with shit like tackle and whatnot.
You got quick attack as a Pikachu.
You
most
could
likely.
attack, yeah.
I'm actually gonna summon second controller
Yeah.
here because I want the
You have quick attack until it gets ZP Zap.
good. So waiting for a Pokemon to do that attack cycle will guarantee that they stay still for a little bit. And first throw EXP is kind of important here.
Yeah, you get a bonus for first throw. Just like Pokemon Go. Crazy,
Hit?
right?
Yeah! Okay, so hitting level 15 is massively important there because Misty's requirement is being 15.
Yeah. you
Oh,
can-
really?
So I would
Yeah,
not
you
have
just
been
can't.
even
Second requirement.
allowed to enter Misty's gym.
Yeah, they just tell you no. No speed runs allowed.
15-year-olds only.
Yep. Yeah, that snake was good. Also, my catch count was kind of low. I usually leave Mount Moon with 13 or 14 Pokemon, so I left with 12, and I'm like, but yeah, so I'm gonna go to the move tutor here, and we're gonna get, like, the original Evolution's moves. First up, we have Bouncy Bubble. This is the Water-type move. It's Water-type Giga Drain. It's 90 power, and you heal half of your damage back.
It's fucking broken.
Yeah, the
God
second
damn.
one I'm gonna teach is Buzzy
Never
Buzz. This is the electric type that always paralyzes. 90 power,
That is
always
fucking
paralyzes.
broken.
Okay, it
Like,
doesn't
you've never
stop
seen
there.
Let's Go
The
before,
third
like,
move
this
I'm
is
going to
just-
teach is Sizzly Slide. It's 90 power, fire always burns.
It's
That is
so
fucking
dumb.
broken.
It's so dumb.
So this is why Eevee is insanely good. It now has
What
the
the hell?
full power and then some of Vaporeon,
glad that
Jolteon,
these
and
moves are not
Flareon.
I'm glad
Do
these
you
moves aren't in
ever
other games.
evolve the Eevee in this game?
You can't.
You cannot evolve it.
Oh, okay, so I guess that's why you're getting those moves.
yeah, they made
Yeah.
it so that you can't evolve your starters, but they made them like ultra cracked to compensate.
Yeah.
That makes
Remember,
sense.
like, they
Remember,
have,
the
like,
Eevee
ludicrous
has
stats.
the Eevee has increased stats over a normal Eevee to
yeah,
begin
if
with.
you've seen the like BST for the special Eevee and the special Pikachu, they're
It's like
absolutely
I think it's in the
insane.
500.
I like it.
No, it's not that. I think it's like 470 BST.
It's 470 or 490, I can't remember anymore. It's around that.
Yeah, that's quite good, yeah.
So guess what? We're in the water gym with a really powerful electric type move.
I wonder what is happening now.
Yeah.
Clueless.
So I guess my next question would be, if the EV is so cracked, then why pivot to Starmie later
Yeah,
on?
that's a great question. And the answer to that is Eevee will finish its sequence at about level 30, and we'll fight Jesse and James in Pokemon Tower, and they're also about level 30. The next fight is level 45.
Oh.
There is a huge level gap from that point to the next required fight. So we'll grab Starmie and evolve, or we'll grab Staryu, evolve it, and get it to level 46. And that jump in power is really necessary. And Starmie also has insane coverage in this game because it's water psychic type and it learns Thunderbolt.
Yep.
And that handles every single Pokemon we see for the rest of the game except for one. And that one Pokemon is a... Oh, shoot, I'm gonna die. I haven't been crit by... No, I've been crit on my last run, man. Okay, so this is really dangerous now because Eevee died. But I did get that paralysis off. That was a really low hit. It might be okay, please. Please. Look, I don't have revives, by the way. Ooh, Bellsprout!
Yo,
Let's go, Bell.
Let's go, Bellsprout.
oof.
All right, well, we're going to take a little quick back to the Pokemon Center. That was super scary. That is the only way you can die to Misty is if she crits with a Scald Burn, which, by the way, Scald is 30% to burn. Not against me. It is more than 60% likely. I have statistics from this whole month, and she has burned me on more than 60% of attempts.
Damn, what the
through
heck?
the whole month, and at one point it was 3 runs in a row. But that was a crit plus burn, and it's the
Yep.
only way you can die to Misty. So that was actually insanely scary. Like my heart just like jumped a beat.
Skulls
Let me-
is broken over time move.
Let me calculate the odds on that. So
So
0.3 times 0.0625, so 1.87%.
It's actually lower than that. It's 1 in 24 to crit, not 1 in 16.
Oh, in this game it's 1 in 24.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is.
So it's even lower. It's less than 1%.
Marathon luck.
Marathon.
Anything that can go wrong will go wrong. That's how we do it.
What was also really scary is, remember, a minus special attack, so Buzzy Buzz did a lot less damage than it normally does. So I think Bellsprout needed to live 2 turns. Well, this marathon is listen, I needed a chonky run to kind of throw away, and I'm glad it's not during the tournament we're gonna do. I got my Misty Death out of the way, so now it won't ever happen ever again, right? That's actually
Yes,
legit the first
that's
time I've
correct.
ever seen Eevee
Surely it'll
die.
balance out, surely.
That has
Yeah.
never happened before to me, I will say.
It's as if it's doing every speedrun where you practice a trick and you get it for free next run, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep, as if it were a coupon or something.
Yep.
But this is also
bring it in
super
for
scary
exchange.
because Starmie EXP is actually pretty good. It's worth like half a level. So I'm... Remember, I wasn't level 15 like going into Cerulean, and now I'm missing a big Starmie chunky
You really
EXP.
are under leveled now, it's kinda annoying actually.
Yeah, I really want
Yeah.
Chansey so bad.
This is really bad right now.
But it's fine. Nugget Bridge is like super chill, so time for donations. That's you, chat. That's you,
Yep,
chat.
time for
Time
gift
for
stubs
donations.
so we can pet the EV again.
Pet the damn dog.
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing?
What's the dog doing?
I did check. The EV has 20 points in every stat except HP, which is 10 over regular EV.
Sounds
The
about right.
exact range
So
is
plus 110 over its regular base stats?
Yeah.
Entries
And
Pikachu as well.
that's basically a mega. Megas are 100.
Pikachu should be a base 110 speed if I remember correctly.
So fast.
It's a fast boy.
Yeah, for real.
Base 110
It's got
Pikachu.
100% crit attack. Pretty good.
Do you also pivot to Starmie in the Let's Go Pikachu run, actually?
Correct. For the same reason. It's just
Yeah,
such a
makes
big jump in level.
Yeah.
Because yeah, Jesse and
But
James
Starmie's
level
a
30, and
crazy
then
Pokemon,
Tommy's beast.
so-
the
If I remember
net.
correctly, he has
Yeah, Starmie has what every like Pokemon main should have, which is a high attacking stat, in this case special attack, and high speed.
Yeah, Starmie is stupid fast. It's like 115 or so.
115, yeah, and
115,
base
yeah.
100 special attack.
yes.
Yeah, which is
Starmie's
just
a phenomenal
that
Pokemon.
plus the coverage is perfect.
It's
And-
actually it has decent bulk too. Its defense isn't too bad.
Yeah, it's very bulky as well. It's not that bad. It's just the HP is quite low.
Yeah, it's got bad HP, but like its other
It's got
stats, yeah. I
great
mean,
moves,
it's a
though.
great Pokemon. I think it was OU for a while in
It was a you for like a long
years.
time.
4 years until Gen 5, I think.
Yeah, so you until.
it gets spin too.
Yeah,
Yep.
can spin, recover, and all that stuff. Classic.
Yeah, you can build it bulky, you could build it offensive, like yeah, it's
Then
good mon.
we got Greninja in Gen 6 with Protein.
Anyway, give money to Void so we can pet the EV.
Correct.
Give
yeah.
money to Void and then follow me on my Twitch channel so that you can see me pet the Eevee more. There we
can also
go.
pet the
There we go. I shelled out for me once. Okay.
Good job.
Got
buddy.
it. Thank you. And now to get banned.
And now
And now this.
What the dog doing?
What the dog?
There
I
you go.
wanted to say now with the weather, but then I was like, wait a second.
Follow the
Now
man.
the weather.
Oh yeah, if you guys didn't know, I'm an actual weatherman. Like that's my day job. I'm a TV weatherman in Spokane, Washington.
T-Pad is the weatherman for the city that I live in. It's kind of based, actually.
Yeah.
Yo, free nugget, let's go.
You know, you never realize that weathermen are actually like real people.
Until they're on
The only-
Twitch.tv. Whoa.
He's not even the only weatherman I know who plays Pokemon.
Yeah.
Or, like, a Twitch streamer.
Is your favorite Pokemon Castform?
It is not. Everybody
It shouldn't
asks
be,
me
because
that.
nobody should like Castform.
Yeah, like
Well,
it's like, listen, I'm not that stereotypical. My favorite Pokemon is Umbreon.
It's a great
Right,
choice.
so
Wow.
you're at least a
How
little stereotypical.
How creative.
I know. Oh, dude, I got poison. That's so cringe.
You know.
That is
I have to,
cringe.
I have to
yeah.
heal that.
Cringe.
Cringe.
Help plus poison.
Hell plus poison plus.
And again, minus special attack hurts me there because that coughing would usually die. It's like a favorable range.
Plus you're toxic.
wow.
Yeah, you want like a defense down or something with like an attack up.
Alright, I'll take any Pokemon here, and not Bellsprout, but Meowth or Venonat. Please, 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 please. No! Okay, whatever.
I don't know about that, K-Flogs, but I remember once in a stream he said if we gifted a sub, he would sneak a 69 into the next weather forecast.
And I think you
Oh,
did that.
I did that literally 2 days ago. Or no, it was yesterday. The forecast was 69. I said it was very nice outside. It's like, it's not even difficult. If it's 69 degrees
That's
Fahrenheit,
so funny.
it's
Oh
just
my God.
very nice outside.
It
I
is
don't
very
know
nice
what else
outside.
you
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
call
like
it.
that's a true statement. 69 is nice.
That is
That's
so
very nice.
big.
This is why
Special.
this is why Fahrenheit is base. Checkmate Celsius.
True.
Why would you say
Wow.
21 Celsius is very nice? No, 69 is very nice. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
69
yeah,
Celsius
King.
is, you know, you're dead.
Yeah,
Again, yo, yeah, you're toast, man.
You
You're
can tell
literally
me what to do.
you're like in a sauna or something.
69 Celsius is like.
Yeah, that's a little 150, 60 or something. That's
It is so
Oh,
good.
that's comfy. I don't know what you mean.
That's slightly fatal.
Yeah.
yeah, you wouldn't
Pretty
want
sure it doesn't
you wouldn't
even
want to
get that
exist in
hot
that
in
for a
like
while.
the Sahara.
No, no, no.
By the way, did anybody see
definitely
me
above-
like very boldly split those trainers? Because there's the trainers that are looking up and down on that route, and you just walk in between them, and neither see you.
There's a couple of spinners in this route.
69C is a mid PC.
Although the spinners in this
It look-
game are
it
not.
actually, I just googled it. It looks like saunas are between 150 to 175 degrees Fahrenheit. So 69 degrees Celsius is about sauna temperature.
Okay,
Nice.
take that.
Sheesh.
Oh, here's Bill the Furry,
Yeah, true.
right? True.
Real.
Bill the Furry. Which is why Rival's so freaked out, because he didn't know about the existence of furries until he met Bill, and he's like, ah, Pokemon that can talk, ah! And he like goes screaming away.
You hate to hear that, honestly.
So we save him. He's actually human. Sag.
Honestly, with the updated Pokemon models, it looks just so much cooler than with like in back Gen 1 where it was just like that one sprite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
even
it was
Gen
just, it was just like the generic,
Well,
like monstrous.
yeah.
Pokemon,
In the manga, he was a Clefairy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wasn't that also in Fire Red Leaf Green that it was a Clefairy, or am I
Yes,
confused?
yes,
It
that's
was.
true.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
very in Fire Leaf Green. It was.
They use a Clefairy sprite.
Oh, I'm so good.
Nice run.
I know things about video games.
I am literally washed up as a speedrunner.
Same.
Yo, good clip, Fortify. Thank you.
Actually, I appreciate that. As the
That
meteorologist
is a really
in Call,
funny
I
clip.
As the
appreciate
meteorologist in the chat.
this.
What happens to the Nidorino? It turned back into Bill.
It's gone.
Alright, time for my favorite segment of the Get Run.
Detective Eevee, the sequel to Detective Pikachu. See, she's looking around, got the footprints. Let's see, a missing berry, and whoa, what's this? A hole in the wall?
Holy shit, Eevee.
Or is it just Void's asshole?
I always thought.
I'm sorry. That's a low blow.
And
As a kid, I always thought it was a window. Actually, it was a hole instead.
All right, come
we're just
on.
gonna
If I
leave
see an
him.
Abra, I'm
See?
going
Yeah.
for it. Come on.
Yeah, he's
No.
looking at the grass, so you don't have to fight him unlike in the past games.
Alright, screw that guy. We're not solving this mystery.
Yeah, this dude is just optional, thankfully.
All right, we're
Void
approaching
Void
our
at the
next
log.
catching sequence, which is Route 6, which is my least favorite. Not because
Is it
it's
gonna be
like
the big
difficult
one?
or anything, but because Usually stuff just
we're not
doesn't
gonna get
spawn.
Chansey.
Yeah.
Dude, I would love Chansey.
Chansey, you're gonna get Psyduck, Aber.
Yeah, so
No,
Are we
it's not
making
Growlithe.
out?
so instead of Growlithe, we have Vulpix.
Yes, we were making out.
So really, there are only 3 Pokemon we're looking for, and I really need Vulpix and Jigglypuff, and Abra is the bonus. And I can't tell you how many times I've gone in this route and have seen none of those, but I am actually very required to catch them, because we're going to need to hit level 18 to be able to fight the next rival fight. If we're lower than that, the Pidgeotto's not going to die.
I remember using the Pikachu route. I was using Kadabra before Rock Tunnel to help for a couple of fights.
Yeah, Kadabra
Or-
works again in Pika version, but Eevee is just so good on its own because of the busted moves. It doesn't need help.
And just with the fighting type as well, it's insanely good. There's barely no fighting type in Gen 1.
So I am gonna deposit that random Ekans I have.
It's a mech for the raid.
I think it only gained
Oh,
1
thank you,
extra
Simic.
level, so it was fine. I was really hoping to catch a Meowth or a Venonat in the last route. So we're gonna hopefully have things spawn. Hopefully, bless. And that's kind of why we go grab this rare candy. It's not technically the fastest rare candy, but it allows for like stuff to spawn on the route.
This one was also in Fire Red Leaf Green. It's a really cool one to get.
The Pokemon Mansion candy's faster, but there are reasons for getting this one. The big reason is that getting it here instead of waiting for Mansion Candy is that we can use an extra one on Starmie early. And the early candy really helps, especially for
It helps a lot
bad.
to Starmie.
It helps for bad Starmies, big time. It's like we call it 3+1 because you're using 3 rare candies and then 1 instead of 2+2, and 3+1 really helps bad Starmies big time.
Going from a perfect start with 31 IVs to a Starmie that only has like a specific nature you can set, then IVs that can go from 0 to 31 is really,
want
really
to
bad.
catch that Psyduck. I'm being really patient here. What's in the corner? Oh, there it is. Okay. Oh, and it's glowing. Thank God. All right, Jigglypuff is one of the tougher catches because you got to be fast. Okay, it stood still. Sometimes Jigglypuff loves to jump, and because it's a balloon, it just will float in the sky. And it's like...
It's
It's huge! Somebody needs to screenshot the Jigglypuff saying it's huge for Pidge.
It's huge! Oh, yes! It was massive. I got an extra 3 times multiplier on that Jigglypuff's
Hell
EXP.
yeah.
So,
Yeah,
Huge!
so
Yeah, you got like 3 levels out of
So
that.
a glowing Pokemon has a 10% chance to be either very big or very small. And that Jigglypuff was very big, so I got an additional 3 times multiplier on top of its time and a half.
Nice.
Ooh, Abra! Abra, Abra, Abra! Oh, this is the best Route 6 I've ever had in a while. Alright, we're gonna YOLO throw. You ready? Nope, no we're not. It did a short.
Also, if you're trying to catch an Abra in this game, you have to go from the back, because if you try to go to the front, it will teleport away.
Yeah, and it full-on despawns.
Yeah.
Oh, this helps so much. I'm literally so stoked that this route went well, because it's been a while. So not only did I hit 18, but I'm also hitting level 20, which is much, much better. It's gonna make this rival fight a lot safer because I'm minus special attack.
Usually you catch a lot of things in this route, so it's like you stay a bit longer, so it's like higher chance to get
Oh,
what you need.
keep your eyes peeled for what I'm about to do. You see these 2 trainers? Yeah, you just walk right in between them.
This is where having drifting is the worst thing, because if your stick is drifting,
Oh
you're
my
gonna
God.
hit one of them.
Did
It's really,
you
really
guys
bad.
blink? Did you see that?
Drifting is so bad here, like, such a use time
God, I
loss.
can imagine.
Alright, I'm gonna head out.
This is a pretty big shop.
Oh my god, I can't believe you done that. Void. Just noticed it. Oh my god, I hate you.
It's so good.
So yeah, so that was, we call that Vermilion skip because we're skipping those 2 trainers who look like they should be gating the route, but they're not. You can walk perfectly in between them. We do have to go back. No, that's actually incorrect. So I do have to make that pass twice. It's more difficult on the way down than it is on the way up. And it is one of 4 skips that we do in the run. That one's the most difficult. I've actually did a skip on Route 25, the 2 trainers that I mentioned that are looking up and down. You just kind of walk vertically in between them and they can't see you. Trainer vision in this game, trainers are blind. They literally see like through the center of their nose in like a laser pointer. So it looks like I should like hit a whole bunch of trainers, but it's just like they can't see me. Trainers are just stupidly blind in this game.
Time for this SN.
That's funny because it's usually the opposite.
Yeah.
One bit.
Usually, like, every fucking spinner sees you.
Yep.
Important
so
question,
there
T-Bed.
are spinners, they're just slow. Like, you shouldn't be getting hit by a spinner ever in this game.
Yeah, they're really, really, really nice compared to all the Gen 2 and Gen 3 spinners, and even Gen 4.
Yo, what's up, Fine?
Like the
How many
movement
gift
spinners-
subs? How many gift subs to play dress up with the Eevee?
Ooh, we gotta get at least to 530 total. So we should be
total?
we
Okay.
should be like 25 away from that.
Correct. Yes, we're at 505.
Correct.
The next Pet the Eevee segment, may I remind you, gamers, is going to be at 510.
And we're 5 away from that. So yeah, if you want me to pet this Eevee, I will do it on the spot.
Give it up for 510.
So give it up for 510. Oh, so this, by the way, is our rival, and we can 2-controller catching. We can also 2v1 other trainers. That's right, I have 2 Pokemon on the field, and he only has 1.
What
sounds
go
very
even
fair.
to 2v2 in this game if you're using 2 players. It's really fun.
Yeah. So it's kind of like
Very
PLA,
friendly.
but opposite. Like, we're doing to the other people what they did to us.
Yeah, you get into a fight in that game and they just pull up with like 3 fucking Eevee.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
In the Pikachu run, you'd be using 2 controls for the Brock fight, so you'd be using Pikachu and Oddish.
Yeah, so in this case, like, so why don't we, let me pose the question this way. Why don't we just 2-controller every fight then? The answer is it's slow. Like, 1 2-controller turn is a little slower than 2 1-controller turns. So oftentimes it's just slower to do it 2-controller. However, there are certain situations where it's like, we will attack with Eevee and set up with our partner while we're doing the fight. And it makes the fight both safer and not that much slower.
It's very similar to Pokemon Colosseum NXT
Yeah.
for the
Kind
strategy.
of silly.
So we will only 2-controller fights if we like really have to, or we know it's going to save time. For example, there's a Hypno in Hideout where 1-controller it's 3 turns, but 2 controllers it's 1 turn. So it's faster to do it 2 controllers than it is to do 1. But in most other situations, it's just because it would be ridiculously slow to do the fight 1-controller because we would probably have to heal before we're done setting up. So we just set up as we attack.
I think you also do it on one fight at Silphco, unless I'm thinking about a different fight. Like the one at the entrance.
Yes, against Blue.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is that Blue has the Pokemon that Starmie can't deal with, and it's Executor. It walls
one I'm
Starmie's moveset, so I have to use Dodrio or Rapidash to take care of it. That's why we 2-controller that
Yeah.
fight. Because
Rapidash
Starmie
is-
just can't deal with it.
Yeah. I think Starmie's final moveset, if I remember correctly, is Hydro Pump, Thunderbolt, Ice Beam, and Psychic.
We don't use Ice Beam, we use Scald.
Oh, it was called. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense, because Ice Beam would deal with Executors.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't
And
use
also
we don't
easy-
use the ice move anymore. There's a Blizzard TM, and Blizzard was used in the like first route of the game because it was thought that's how you deal with a Lance. Nah, Lances.
Nah, we need to-
We just go to +6.
Yeah, you can stick.
All right, as you see me skip.
Just
You
plus
can-
6 on his ass.
Yeah,
Me
You
when
don't-
I'm playing a Pokemon speed run.
yeah.
I'll just go to +6.
No, let's go to +6.
So, starting Gen 7, the special items give you +2 boosts instead of
They
+1.
sure fucking do.
Oh, that's
And
right.
Really, like, starting
fucking
with Sun and
dude.
Moon.
And
Sun and Moon does that.
And furthermore, the cost is supposed to be twice as expensive, but all of the prices are retained from the original yellow version, so we get the half price X items that are
With the
double in
full-
strength.
full power.
So X
What
items
the
are
fuck?
insanely cheap and powerful.
I think the only thing that is different are the Pokeballs, which are much cheaper to get. They're the only ones that are cheaper to get compared
Yeah.
to the other games.
So at +6, the Dragonite's just a range for bad Starmies.
That's
But we don't even bother. In fact, I will probably be doing... I'll probably show off, like, the Marathon safe strats that have been, basically, like, discovered. Okay, I'm just kind of thinking about what I need to do here, because here's a menu. Because
This
we're...
shot sucks for Pikachu.
Yeah, because we are, because we're doing this tournament.
Nice V0o.
That's your encounter, by the way.
Bird
Birdo? Because we're doing this tournament next month, like, especially Etiquette has been coming up with, like, more consistent and safe strats. Because, like, the 3 final fights in the game are basically like, if you get crit, you die! So it's like, okay, well, that kind of sucks. So is there a way we can do the fight safely? And it's, like, mostly...
Imposter.
Without, like, losing a bunch of time. Because, like I said, if we're 2-controllering fights, we're probably doing it the slow way, which is absolutely the case for Lance. But it makes the fight safe. It's like, okay, so would you rather lose 20-25 seconds and guarantee you don't die to Lance? Or are you going to do the fight the normal way? Yeah, just don't die to Agatha. Agatha will be my most risky fight in this whole game, and that's saying something considering I died to Misty.
Agatha can be quite a fight, depending on it goes. And depending what kind of Starmie you
just like
get.
not getting crit.
It really depends on the Starmie you're gonna get, really.
Oh,
in
this
terms
is,
of,
so the
that.
high EXP is really helping me. I outspeed the upcoming Raticate by 1 point, and it's because I'm level 21 instead of like 19 or 20. What really separates like elite runners from this game is knowing how to leverage high experience in order to save turns or half turns even. So usually like the Raticate is going to be a 3-shot, but since I outspeed, I'm going to go for a 2-shot, and it's not as risky. It's just little things like that are going to add up through the run. That's lame. Oh no, I got Pocket Sand because I'm minus special attack. No!
Pocket Sand.
God, oh no.
And
No, 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 no.
Yeah,
Oh, here we
It-
go.
Okay, there we go.
this is the fight where you use the 2 Pokemon again.
I could. I'm just gonna go for flinches because Headbutt can flinch, and I outspeed.
Usually you go Pikachu plus Kadabra if I remember correctly, and then you just use
Yeah, Kadabra's not slot 2 though.
Confusion. Yeah. You just use Confusion on this turn.
So
This fight sucks in
I
general.
missed, so now it's kind of dangerous. So I'm opting to heal just to make sure I don't die. Because if I get hit
And
with,
can call for help.
I was gonna say if I get hit with Crunch, it's gonna be bad.
When he just pulls up and summons another homie because he's
Yep.
losing.
You can go for second player at any point
Yeah.
in the fight.
You just can't unsummon second controller. Once it's on the field, it's out. So
Imagine if this is how it works. Like you're just like losing a fight and you're just like, hey, hold up.
yeah. In
Hold up.
fact, that's the strat for Lance is you start the fight 1 controller and then you summon second controller after a turn or 2.
Jim, get out of here.
That is new because I wasn't doing that back in.
I'm
the
just
day.
gonna wait.
So
This is a
it's
spinner,
painful.
and I don't want to risk it. Because I get a free heal before the next fight, and not that point. Yes! Okay, I guess we're gonna do Chansey, and it's glowing, so it's gonna be worth a lot of experience. Woo!
let's get that bread, gamers. It's huge.
Bread.
It is huge.
It's huge.
Whoa.
Excellent.
gonna be
okay,
like
this is gonna be
17 levels
interesting.
Double grapple and then it's much better.
And it got in. So
Oh.
Chansey on this route has this is where the 5,000 experience. Oh my god.
That sounds real.
So my experience is fixed now.
I think your experience is fixed forever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so now minus special attack shouldn't be as bad anymore. Yeah, Espeon. I mean, Abra's not gonna learn a move after it evolves. I think because usually it learns 2 moves, but because I skipped level 19, I think it's only gonna
this
learn
game
1.
still works the like old cursed way, where if you level up past it when you evolve,
You don't learn the move.
Yeah.
Unless you're starting. I can't remember which game started that, but after you evolve, you do get a move after evolving. Like it's a guaranteed
most
level
of the
up.
newer games have the moves set with their flag to be when you evolve, rather than.
Mhm.
Also, most new games just have move relearner as a implicit mechanic.
I mean, in Skull Ballad, you can just learn it in the main menu.
Yes, and PLA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
what's
it's fine to see
everybody's
these
favorite evolution? Post in chat now.
That's a good question, honestly.
Now I have a real answer, but I have the power to do something.
No.
extremely bad.
Do not say the curse.
Yeah, you're not saying the copy pasta.
Yeah, don't do the copy pasta.
I see you there. I see where you.
No.
Just
Okay,
post
I
I know what
your
Basement
favorite.
is going to do.
Listen.
I don't even think that joke is funny, but the chance is just—it's staring me in the face.
Yeah, basement. We know you, basement. We know you.
All right. Well, that was in fact a Chansey. There
was
is
a huge
also
Chansey.
a rat
Yeah.
here.
Sergeant in charge.
How do you evolve trade evos in this game?
You have to trade
don't.
them.
Trade online.
That's an L.
You
So,
have to trade online.
so I deposited everything, and then I went for this rat. I am gonna catch it 1 controller, but it should be fine. 1 controller catches obviously have kind of scuffed catch rates, but that's why I'm using the raspberry to help. So this should be fine because
It's huge.
It's huge.
Where the rats?
Rats. Yeah, the rats.
Throwback to last year's run.
Rats.
Rats. I would like also something more than just Chansey to spawn. So again, that was the rare spawn. It was the 0.5%. That's okay. Much better. Okay, we good. We good now.
See, you're still missing Spearow.
You just need to complain to get a free Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean that's that word.
So my catch count is actually a pinch ahead right now. I can absolutely leave without Spearow.
Nice.
Yeah,
I can
If
leave.
you're ahead, you can
yeah,
keep one
I'm,
easily,
it's, I'm in really good shape.
Nice.
This is
See,
like
the Chansey fixed everything.
Chansey's a hero. This is like OG Gen 1. You need like a certain number of patches to get things that we're gonna need to finish the video.
Oh, and there's a
You need
Spearow.
50. You need to
Per-
catches
perfect
to enter
route
Coco's
10.
gym. Basement.
Hmm?
You need 50 catches to can enter Koga's gym.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
yeah. As an old Fire Run 2, I can say this game is much more forgiving. It definitely gives you more leeway compared to Fire Run 2.
Oh
Because
yeah.
everything
yeah.
is well done.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that earlier, but that like the fact that you need 50 mons to enter
Yeah.
Koga's gym like very much reminds me of the fact that you need 60 mons
Exactly.
to.
That's by the end
What's
of
what does it give you access to again in the
it gives you access to the CV Island for the post game, so you can do it.
Oh yeah, there
Yeah.
it is. Yep.
You have to do the first part of CV Island when
You
you're
really
Right.
can't
gonna
But this,
do it
but
without
this
it.
game is obviously a lot easier because, as you're noticing, I'm not wasting any resources other than Pokeballs in the catches. Whereas,
Yeah,
like,
there's
in
no
all other
encounter.
Pokemon games, it's like you have to weaken the Pokemon, and then it's, like, attacking you back, and you might be using potions.
They can
Here we're not
paralyze you.
using any potions. In fact, we actually get a little bit of a heal after each catch.
Yeah. And Safari Zone can be like a huge RNG base.
Wait, do you know about Safari Zone in this game?
No, I know nothing about this game. I haven't played this
Okay,
game.
so on Shushi City, it's not a Safari Zone anymore. It's a Safari Zone for Pokemon Go. So you send Pokemon for Pokemon Go to this game, so you can catch them in
Marcus.
Safari Zone.
fix it.
Oh.
Let's finish it.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, mommy. Hello.
Interesting. Yo, Lapras?
Larpus.
Larpus,
Larpus sighting. Larpus spotted.
specific cutscene related to Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. You don't see in the other games.
Okay.
But yeah, this game has a lot more variety in all the routes compared to past games. Like if you want to catch Kangaskhan, you have to catch one in Rock Tunnel. Porygon is like in the overworld next to Celadon.
Right, yeah.
Cypher is also next to Fushi City, like on east side.
It's Pinsir for me, and fine. Do you have my
Yeah.
Pinsir emote to show everybody?
You mean this one? Hang on.
Yeah.
I got you.
There's a reason why I have this emote, because the Pinsir's a 1% catch, and it's required obviously for catch-em-alls. And in my first ever catch-em-all run, it took 45 minutes to spawn, and in my second one, it took an hour and 1 minute for one Pokemon to
It's
spawn.
painful, man.
And I was in so much pain that Pinsir emote now exists.
Yeah, Fine posts it all the time, so...
Yeah, because
I
it's
knew
great.
what somebody
It warms
was
my
talking
heart.
about before even posting it.
Oh, I did the thing. Oh, there we go.
But yeah, also in that same route, you can also catch Turret in the route.
Perfect. Okay.
If only the vanilla Gen 1 games were like this in terms of Pokemon encounters, it would be much more interesting.
All
It
right.
isn't.
Rock Tunnel. Oh, by the way, Rock Tunnel is air quotes dark. Yeah, big funny. Like like it's actually dark.
Yeah.
We're-
It's as dark as a Gen 1 Rock Tunnel.
yeah, it's with the cheater palette on.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
to see that planet is
If you're playing
something.
Red and Blue, you can just see through the dark in Red and Blue. The red.
All right, so I'm about to. My next catch is this Rhyhorn, which is on the screen. Fantastic that Rhyhorn spawned immediately. Don't spoil it. We'll show you why we catch Rhyhorn.
You'll
It's really
see.
important.
You'll see why.
Maybe we'll evolve it into Ligma, but you know, I don't want to spoil it or anything.
Alright. No spoilers.
But yeah, in this route, in this cave, the specific encounter will be Charmander.
I'd probably still take Charmander, to be honest.
It's a free Pokemon you can catch and you can evolve into Charmeleon easily.
Yeah.
It's just a lowish catch rate.
Yeah. Yeah.
But obviously you're seeing that I'm throwing double Great Balls instead of Great Pokeball. So that Rhyhorn, by the way, is guaranteed with a Raspberry and is 90% if I don't. And that's because we have the better catch information. I really wanted Spearow to evolve there, but it's okay, I guess.
So we're missing Spearow, Mankey, and Venonat, I think.
No, I got Spearow.
Oh.
I had a perfect Route 10. I caught all four things, no Krabby, but Chansey, so it was actually kind of insane.
Yeah. Don't have to fish crab.
I can actually
So you can-
skip a full like Pokemon in Evo, and just like evolve Ninetales. But Ninetales is kind of a slow. It's like a backup catch. Let's see what I can do here.
You don't have to fish for Krabby in this game. You just can't find it in the grass.
Also, I'm gonna note this. I have my one Moonstone. It is technically faster to evolve Wigglytuff because Wigglytuff does not learn a move on evolution, so it saves time. However, I want to show off the Eevee Nidoking strats because it does help out in hideouts. And it's kind of borrowed from the Pika strats, and Nidoking I find is actually very consistent.
Really good stat test, fresh if I remember correctly.
And we'll
For
deposit
evolving.
a bunch of
Oh,
Pokemon
does-
we don't need anymore. We'll keep that.
Fresh, which is a 120 base power move. very
No,
good.
we don't need Thrash.
Oh, you don't need it? Okay. Must have been really old rod then in that case. Yeah, it's been a lot of changes then, like within the last 3 years.
Yeah, a lot has
20,
changed. So
23.
Pika still uses Thrash, but Eevee doesn't need Thrash.
Eevee doesn't. Yeah. I only run Pikachu, so I can't say anything about Eevee.
Yeah.
A lot of things I
We basically only need Poison Jab for it.
When I think of ancient Let's Go runs, I still think of the one where they tried Kabutops Aerodactyl as
Yeah.
an
Yeah,
ancient.
that's
and
really old. That's like
Jesus.
that was so
that's
cool.
really at the beginning.
Ancient,
Yeah, that was
ancient
Yeah.
strats.
I was here when it was born.
that was
Ancient
like,
run using ancient Pokemon.
Yeah.
Like there's a theme right there.
yeah, true.
The only thing I remember about this game is that you could just like candy all of your stats perfect, and Chansey was like an absolute menace. For like the 10 minutes that people tried to play this
I
game
really
competitively.
want the Zubat first. Come on, come here, come here.
You can evolve really quick in this game, certainly, in game spamming.
So I really
Chansey's up
wanted the
there.
Zubat first because I don't want Graveler in my party. Graveler will go to the box, and Zubat will go to my party. It's just small little decision making, and this is where the decision making part of the run really starts to get like intense. Like I don't even look at my notes at all. In a whole Pokemon game, I don't look at my notes because it just like doesn't matter. It just the fights are pretty easy and simple, but there's so much decision making that can take place with the catch route and your experience route that you could just do different things. So you need a top runners have like everything memorized and they know like every single situation. And that's just like a small thing. It's like I want Zubat in my party, not Graveler, and I have 5 Pokemon in my party right now.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
basically
like a really cool race game.
Yeah, and that's why we've been, for a couple of years, trying to put together this tournament, and I kind of finally bullied Etiquette into making a Discord for it, and now we're doing it! Hooray! And all I had to do was bully him a little bit.
How many players you guys got for your tournament?
Right now, 27, and we're probably expecting like low 30s. Signups
Nice.
will...
Hell yeah.
I think signups are until June 4th, and the tournament's gonna start like a week later.
I would have joined, but I can't play this game with.
And we
Drifting,
have
sadly.
people like of all skill levels. Like we have 2 players that have no time, that have never run the game before, but they're gonna play it.
That's based.
Really nice. Huh?
So I am gonna teach Double Edge to Dataface.
Only this power move, stab.
Stab.
Yeah,
Yep.
stab. And so the earlier we can hit level 28, the more we can leverage it. I thought I was gonna get past this Rhyhorn.
Who needs it? But when you have double edge to just one shot everything.
And that's gonna help me out through the rest of Rock Tunnel. I'm gonna be able to double edge this fight, the next fight, and in all like a couple fights in Hideout too. And it's just gonna save me turns. But I might have to heal more often though, and that's just the one drawback. Is that you're saving turns, but you have to heal a bunch then.
Yeah.
Like it.
The drawback.
Yep.
You could like get a like rock ground type in the middle of all that. Be able to like give him the suck.
Ah man,
That'd be
okay,
kind of
this
cool.
Yeah.
Every single time you see Kings, kinda get PTSD from X and Y. Ah, yep.
God damn it, yeah.
Mega Kangaskhan, man. What a freaking beast it was. Huh?
Any chalk appreciators?
Lechonk?
Who?
Oh, here's
Yes, that also.
And that is a 1, though.
also notice how
Lechonk is a
fast
1.
my Rhyhorn is. This is what I didn't want to spoil for you all.
So funny.
Is how speedy,
Pokemon now.
like compared to XY, this is the fastest Rhyhorn in the West. Oh, get out of here, Onyx! Get out of here, Graveler.
Why did you catch the Onyx?
Oh,
stupid?
so Onyx has a terrible catch rate, and it's almost impossible to hit its circle because most of these Pokemon that you see like sitting here on the ground, the Onyx's hitbox is way up high, and like you just can't hit it.
He's also way further away from you.
It's just terrible. Onyx is an awful Pokemon to even think about going for.
For having transferred a little on Execute from Pokemon Go to this game, it's quite something, I gotta say. It's literally the only Pokemon that has this catch animation.
Let's see.
So if you ever have this game and you want to try to catch an LL and Execute in Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, it's quite something. It is interesting. At least I can say for that.
very specific memory of playing Blue Rescue Team a lot of times as a kid, and I would always try to get Onyx to go into the end. And I don't know why, because Onyx is not a good Pokemon.
Yeah,
It just takes up like it just takes up like 4 squares, right?
Yeah, I just thought it was awesome because he was fucking huge.
Yep.
For Taurus size. It's huge.
As I think about this,
Onyx same size as Kyogre and all the other big legendaries.
I need you to go away.
You know what?
I think that's it. That's all the Pokemon I have to catch. Because I got Machop, Cubone, Graveler, Rhyhorn, and Zubat. Yeah, I'm finished in Rock Tunnel and catches already.
Yeah, but what about Charmander?
You know, it might pop up. I'm gonna not mark it, but if it decides it wants to come out and play, like, we'll dance.
So speaking of Mystery Dungeon, y'all tune in tomorrow.
Yo,
Play
that's
in the morning.
right.
There will be a LARPus
It is
exhibition. So LARPus
Hell yeah.
fans the world over. Gotta get in there. See my boy Mozzarella Cheese.
Yo, Machi's actually
Very-
sick.
Very excited to see Mozzarella Cheese to do it.
Very excited to see Larpus.
Yeah, that too. It's gonna be. It's also a huge Pokemon in Mystery Dungeon games on the older games.
I'm,
Oh, yeah.
I'm very excited right now to see T-Pat pet the Eevee again.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
give Blade money.
Uh-huh.
We are 5 gift subs away from T-Pat petting the Eevee on the spot.
Yeah.
Right now.
So this is
Right now.
another fight where Double Edge comes in handy. I will just click it twice, and this turns into a 2-turn fight instead of a 3-turn fight. This Kadabra can outspeed us. It might. I'm not sure what my speed is. Okay, I outsped, so that bodes well. That means my speed is good.
Aren't you like also like 7 levels ahead of what you normally are?
Usually like, I think it might be like 2 or 3 ahead right now. But
Yeah,
that
first Kadabra
that
is-
still bodes very well for like my current speed stat.
Yeah, definitely.
Kadabra is quite
That
fast
Kadabra
moving.
is secretly scary because it outspeeds you with Psybeam, and if it confuses you, well, like what we saw with the Magnemite way back in Mount Moon, that fight starts getting very scary. But outspeeding there is huge.
Most of the trainers you have to fight in this game are like just like in Gen 1 and Gen 3.
Like, that's technically one of the fights where it's like, that's one of the scarier fights, but like, you don't really save for anything in this game. There's, even with the risky strats, I would only save for 4 fights in this game, and it's Giovanni Gym Leader 3, and then Agatha Lance Champ, and that's it. Like, not even Misty, or that previous fight. So there are a lot of fights that I'm doing like 99.5% safe, but every once in a while, like, you'll just get
Yeah.
screwed over,
Just-
as we saw on
yeah,
Misty. Like, yeah, just
once you-
don't get crit and burned by Scald.
It's Pokemon, dog.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do?
It's
What are you gonna do?
it's those fights you have to set up. Sadly, if you get crit, just I got crit. Well, that's the end of the run usually.
So my catch count is actually very high. So leaving Rock Tunnel is one of like the quintessential marks of how good or bad the run is. And since I have 34 Pokemon caught out of the 50, that's one of like the highest catch counts I've had in a long, long time.
Oh yeah, that's an incredible.
Yeah,
catch.
33 is considered high, and like 27, 28 is considered low. So to have 34 is actually quite high, and I've seen as high as 37 leaving, which is insanely high. It's just like, what do you need to do? And it's like, nothing. I need to catch Rapidash and Staryu, and we're done. It's like, oh, okay. I'm in a very fortuitous situation here. In fact, I'm gonna mark something like, because
Very good
I'm missing
emotional
my
sport.
technically I'm missing my planned catch count on this tracker, so I'm trying to be like very careful of like making sure my plan is correct.
You know what you haven't missed is the chance to give Void money so that T-Pat will bet the Eevee.
Yeah, exactly.
Facts.
So this is one of those fights you're gonna use Rhyhorn.
You could, but because I have Double Edge already, guess what I'm gonna do? Just click Double Edge and win.
Just spam double edge, it's that easy.
So Rhyhorn's actually pretty solid. It has the move Drill Rod, which can one-shot this Raichu at +2, but it is 95% accuracy. So I would kind of rather just take the 100% accuracy because I'm gonna potion anyways.
Yeah, 95% accurate, aka 50%.
Exactly.
Don't you love
Okay,
missing
no.
You'll
with
50%. You either hit or you don't.
We even
Exactly.
So
even Resolute has 98% accuracy.
So we're gonna start to see the advantages of using Nidoking. So I'm at full health right now, and I basically won't have to heal until Jesse and James. Like, at all.
Damn, that's cool.
But if I were doing, like, the normal Eevee strats, I'd probably have to heal, like, 3 times? 3 or 4, depending on how good or bad the strats are. But here I do have to... I have, like, a side set of notes. I have my notes linked to a different spreadsheet that says Nidoking strats. And since I've only done them, like, 2 or 3 times, I will actually have to look at them. This is the first time I've looked at my notes the whole run. Like, including all the shopping and everything.
It's a ghost.
Oh no, a ghost!
Oh no!
Hey, should I
I
watch...
love how the little Cubone is just waddling around. It's so cute.
Should I watch the next cutscene?
The one at the end of Pokemon Tower, or
Yeah. It's so good.
I'd say leave it on so people can watch it. It's
Honestly,
actually quite
maybe
interesting.
people should gift
Or,
5
you know,
subs
gift
and
subs.
hit the next pet. And you know what? I'll throw that in there. If we can pet the next Eevee before the next cutscene, we'll also watch the cutscene.
Alright, we're playing the Eevee.
Oh, I guess we're doing that.
And
Okay.
the cutscene as a bonus.
All right, sweet. I'll pet the Eevee right now.
Well,
Let's
guys,
go.
Okay, we'll watch the cutscene. There you go.
Pet
See, we just had to
the
sweeten the
Eevee.
deal a little bit.
thank you, Sheik, for the 5 GT sub.
Yeah, thanks, Sheik.
Pet the
Oh,
dog.
well, I guess I talked to Rhyhorn too. That's a freebie.
DLC.
TLC.
Animus
Oh,
gift.
yeah! Pet that Eevee! Pet that Eevee!
that
Pet that Eevee!
Pet that
Pet
Eevee.
that Eevee! Woo! Way to
What a
go.
good boy.
Woo! What the dog do?
What the dog doing?
The dog is happy.
Alright, you know what's happening if we get, well, an anonymous, a nominee gifter already gifted another sub. So, 9 subs to another Eevee pet. It's all on you, chat. Man, I should do this on, like, my regular stream, Jesus.
Facts.
Like,
Little late
man,
More money.
more subs in this run than I've had, like, on my whole channel this year.
The one reason why I use Nidoking for this fight, because the poison jabbing is very effective against fairies.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So,
was gonna ask.
Oh, the fairy type is a thing in this game.
yes.
Yeah, fairies
I
and
was
steel
gonna
types are
ask
anything in
you
this game,
again.
and also dark type. Dark fairies, steel.
So there are no
Thank you.
dark types in this game because there are only the original 150.
Only Gen 1 ones, yeah.
The only
so there are no
dark
Gen
type
1s.
is... Yeah, the only dark type in this game is Alolan Muck and Mega Gyarados.
True. No,
And
Grimer
Alolan
and-
Per-
yeah, Mug.
Don't you get a Alolan Persian as well?
Yeah, true. The
True, yes.
version and
That is-
Eradicate as well.
That is correct.
And Alolan Eradicate, yeah, that's true.
Shout out to my boy
but, like,
Alolan Mug.
Magnemite and Magneton are steel types in this game as well.
Yeah, exactly. Magnemite and
and-
Muck and Magneton.
And 3 other Pokemon. Can you guess which ones?
The fairy Pokemons?
Which other Pokemon are steel type in this game?
Magnemite and Magneton for one.
Yeah, and?
Melton? No,
No,
Melton.
it's
No.
Yes. Melton, Melmetal.
yeah.
Oh,
Which you need the
try- yeah,
Pokemon
they're,
Go
let's go
functionality to get. Here's another move tutor, by the way. He's the one that teaches the Espeon and Umbreon moves, and we only need the Psychic move. And this girl
Go for it.
gives us the ability Synchronize. And for those
Oh,
of you
God.
those of you that know what Synchronize
Yeah.
does, against wild encounters, it syncs like the nature of the synchronized Pokemon, so the wild Pokemon is that. Well, I can just do that for a day for $10,000. So now
Yeah.
every wild Pokemon I encounter is now Modest Nature, and guess what's gonna get a Modest Nature? The Starmie. So we can automatically set that up. But the move tutor, which I really want to talk about, we teach a move called Glitzy Glow, which is the Espeon move. It is a 90 power psychic move that sets up light screen.
What?
Yeah.
Yup. Whereas the other move, which we didn't teach, is my favorite move in the game, Baddie Bad. That is the actual name of the move. It is called
The move that
Baddie
most
Bad.
people made fun of on release for the game. People made so much fun of this move. And like,
It is
you know, game
Baddie
like-
Bad. It is a dark type, again, 90 power, and sets up Reflect.
Reflect. Yeah.
Oh.
But,
Man, the Eevee exclusive moves are broken.
yeah.
In a competitive meta game, the EV you use for this game in particular is like mostly for support.
Yeah.
You just,
It's
Yeah, 'cause you
it's
just
like
set
a
up
screen
screens,
setter, yeah.
it's untauntable. It's so
Yeah.
good.
So,
And the fairy move is the only thing that is similar to Heal Bell to recover any status move in the team.
yeah,
only it does that.
I was actually gonna quiz Void, because there are the 3 other moves that we won't be seeing. The grass move, the ice move, and the fairy move. Can you guess the secondary effect of those moves? And we said the fairy move is Heal Bell, and it's a fairy type move.
Yeah, so
But
now
what about
we're
the other
missing
ones?
The grass move and the ice move?
Yeah.
Dude, if the ice move is guaranteed freeze, I'm literally gonna quit.
I wish it was, but unfortunately it's not. It is not
Okay.
guaranteed
Damn.
freeze.
Is it guaranteed like speed drop?
No. The ice move sets up. Is it Mist or Haze? I think it's Mist. Which is lame.
Mist.
Yeah, Mist is pretty lame.
And the
The grass
grass
one's
move. Any guesses what the grass move's secondary effect is?
Leech Seed?
Yeah.
Yep. It's really good.
Oh my
Sets up
God.
Leech
That
Seed.
sounds really fucking good.
And
yeah.
again, they're all 90 base power moves.
I hate this game. What the hell, man?
Hey, yo,
See, I was gonna guess that the grass move was like a Giga Drain move, but the water move is a Giga Drain
Correct,
move.
the water
it
move is
could
a
not
Giga
have
Drain
been a
move.
duplicate.
So the only drawback is that we want 4 of the special moves, but also either headbutt or double edge. So we want 5 moves on our EV. So it's like, where do we compromise?
For
And the-
move syndrome.
And the answer is either you teach over the electric move, which I did, or the fire type move. And it just teaching over the electric move is a little more risky for Jesse and James because the Arbok's gonna outspeed us, and we could use the guarantee paralysis to outspeed the second turn. But I haven't done that strat in like a year, so I just will continue to do everything that's like comfortable for me.
This is
Yeah,
where
that's fair.
Zappy Zap is really nice because of the priority and guarantee paralysis. Pikachu. Usually, yeah, you have Ryo on the side for bold drill run.
Minus
Let's go see
special
both those.
attack, so I will have to X special on this. So if you have good special attack, you can actually helping hand with the Nidoking, but my special attack's not good enough for a 50% boost. I need the full 100% plus 2 boost here.
This is sucks.
I mean, you gotta, make the starter better since it can evolve.
Alright, and that's the Nidoking strats. And I really like it. I think it just makes this part of the run a bit more consistent. I think Eevee can have a bigger top end, but it was Keith and Etiquette who were big proponents of figuring this out, and I kind of really dig these strats. But
It's
also
different
thank
because
for Pika for having the strats in
Yeah.
the first place.
It's different because you also have to use Nidoking in yellow, like originally back in the day. For the first Gen 1 game, you have to use Nidoking in the entire game.
Yeah.
Then people realize, oh, Nidoking might be faster than Blastoise in Red and Blue. Back in 2014. Damn, it's been 10 years already at this
Yo,
point.
this Eevee, I just saw this Eevee vent. Kind of sus, not gonna lie. I saw Eevee vent, but I think we need to have an emergency meeting.
Slamming the button.
This is, by the way, the best segment of the game because you control the EV.
Yes. We are the
It's
Eevee.
kinda based, actually.
It's kind of... What the fuck?
Nice sound effect.
Yo, should we do
You're
that?
welcome.
Do that again. Do it again. Do it again. Oh, I love that too much.
That's so good.
All right, now we're kind of back to our normal strats. So, okay, so I am minus special attack, so we will see how this goes. I have a feeling it's going to be quintessentially okay. But we'll see. And if anybody has the emote Etchy How's the Run Going, that's the okay. So you know how like the stats come up and they say fantastic, great, okay, not so good. It's the weird okay fonts.
It's the judge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
It's the judge
so yeah, my friend Etchy, who's the world record holder in these games, like we would ask him like, hey, how's the run going through like the mid part of the game? He's like, this run's okay.
This one's okay.
This run's okay.
Yeah.
That's okay.
And every run was, as long as the run was okay, like you just like keep going.
I do a variation of that. It's like, hey, how are the runs going? And then I just reply, this is the first run of the day.
Yeah.
The first one of the day.
Here.
4 hours into the stream, first run of the day.
There you go. That's what the okay looks like.
Everybody please post first one of the day.
It's just ripped
Etchy
exactly. Yeah. It's okay.
It's so funny.
It's okay.
Okay.
And now I want to know the lore on the Thomas 127 ratio emote.
Do you really want
it's
to
a
know?
It's a mini game in Scarlet.
Yeah,
Violet.
that's the olive roll
Yeah.
in Scarlet Violet, and I mean, Scarlet Violet is a jank game to begin with, so imagine, like, trying to hit the olive and it just is bouncing backwards.
Have you
That sounds about
That
right.
is, by the way,
Consider,
from
like,
real gameplay that I had. That is just gift of my gameplay.
have you considered getting good?
I did,
considered
and I've gotten
not
much
having
better
olive?
at it since, but I had to make
Have
it.
you
an
considered
equal
not getting the
first.
olive bounced around it
If you
like that?
considered not hitting it into the wall and having it go back,
Yeah, no. But you like you want to jump the olive over the rails because you
Yeah.
want the most straight path to the basket. If you don't do that, you have to like zigzag back and forth like 8 times, and it's dumb. And why would you do that?
yeah, well, it looks like you experienced a difference in ability.
Yeah.
Attempting to do that.
And listen, I'm commentating the GDQ run for Scarlet Violet, and I have not played any Scarlet Violet recently, and nor has Etiquette. He's just like, oh, whatever.
Good.
Good.
Scarlet Violet is
That's
kind of.
optimal marathon experience right
It
there.
is. It is quite the crucial game, honestly.
In fact, I can confirm right now, Etiquette is currently streaming and not
He's
playing
playing
Scarlet Violet. He's playing this game because
He's
this
doing
game
a-
is so much better.
Damn, so this game is cracked and Scarlet Violet
It's
pretty mid. That's what I'm
just-
yeah,
gathering.
dumb.
it's really bad because of the first like hour of the game. It's really bad, man.
So
I'll take-
the
I'll
GDQ run's not going to do the first hour. We're just doing the Victory
Oh.
Road, like
Oh,
single
thank God.
story.
Oh,
So
you're
it
just skipping
starts,
the,
yeah,
the
it starts
intro?
after the
Okay.
school, and you just do the gym leaders and champion and Nimona fights. So it's a well under 2.5 hour run instead of
Oh, thank
5.5.
So much better.
It is.
Oh, it's a wheezing. Surely it doesn't have levitate. Clueless.
Yeah, well, okay, that's actually fine, because I didn't want to get absolutely obliterated 1,000 times. So the key here is I
Yeah,
just have
this
to
thing is
stay
Sparkle
healed. Like, I tend to use a ton of super potions in this part of the run, and we can only really afford 11. Hitting level 31 is pretty sick, though. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna do... Alright, who wants me to do the risky strat against V0oidathon because I have insane attack?
Content.
Content! Let's do it! Also, definitely clicking Rock Throw because +4 Glitzy Glow is not going to kill this Golbat. It's going to be a range. And I... Grumble, 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 whatever. Please don't hit
That also
Data
sounds like a
Face.
skill
Damn
issue.
it! I have to use another super potion. Stupid
same
Archer. Okay, so remember this guy, Archer? He's in Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Yeah, remember him for
He
later
sure
in the
is,
run
yeah.
when his fight sucks. Like,
was
we
gonna
thought that
say,
fight
I
sucks,
don't-
his next fight was real bad.
I don't remember this guy being in
It
RBY.
isn't present in any other game from Gen 1 and Gen 3.
Yeah, he's not technically even in Gen 2. In Heart Gold, Soul Silver specifically, the 4 executives
He's just
are
rocking
then
the-
characters, and he's
their
the
name was
main. He's like the main executive.
Yeah, he's the
He's
guy with
one
the
of them, makes sense.
He's the one
He's
at the
the
top.
guy with the
of-
Unduma. Yeah, he's the Undum guy, which you also do see in Severland in Fire Leaf Arena. He also has Unduma.
Oh, nice. Yeah. All right, so the strat here is the reason why we keep the fire type move, which is the move that always burns. But if you have great attack, you can one-shot the Persian with double edge.
That's kind of cooked.
Yeah.
And at my attack, it was very guaranteed, like by 5 points. I lived on
Got
7.
Usually any fight you know you're gonna get faked out, you just use an item usually.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes
we just
sense.
hope he doesn't slash turn 1 or crit turn 2, and we're fine. But if we use Sizzly Slide, it's a safer 2-shot, and if you are burned, even if you crit, your damage is still halved. The physical
Oh,
damage.
the crit does not bypass the burn drop.
Correct.
Oh,
So it is
okay. I
much
don't think I
safer
knew
to
that.
always lay down the burn. But in that case, I saved a turn.
You know, we do get a self scope huh? For
Yeah,
duplicate
yeah,
tower.
burn is kind of
Do.
funky like that.
Also, if I gain another level, I'm gonna outspeed the next Arbok. Yeah, think about that. Arbok is very fast. This Eevee is almost faster than this Arbok. It's 1 level away. In fact, I'm undersped by 1 point right now, so if I get 1 level, I'm guaranteed to outspeed. So I do have a very fast Eevee and a very hard-hitting Eevee at the cost of no special attack. Also, you might have noticed, I haven't done, like, any gyms in a while. Like, Misty kind of scared me off.
We skipped
Yeah.
a few.
Yeah, Misty scared me off. I haven't done any gyms since
That's
Misty.
that is the charm of Kento. After you do Misty, you can skip any gym layer.
Yeah, it's almost like a key item randomizer. You know, like we can kind of do the gyms in like any order, and we still take advantage of the open worldness of the Kanto region. So we're just literally just rushing plot, mainly the rocket sequences.
If I've done runs of Fire Run 2, starting doing runs of Let's Go Pikachu and Leafy, it was like, it's so good because it's very similar like between both games. It's really nice. Because you do also the same thing in Fire Run 2. You actually do skip Surge because at that point you have a War Turtle which is really weak
Yeah.
to the Raichu.
Yep.
And it's really easy to die on the Raichu. So you just wait later on until
Yeah.
you're a Black Blazer.
Yeah, so the answer here is that we wait till we have the Starmie, and our Starmie is gonna out-level Surge by 20 levels, so haha, you have the type advantage of Nis, and he's not gonna hit us. Same thing for
You're just gonna
Erica,
spill issue.
we out-level by about 10, and we just hit her with Psychic, and the fight's
Yeah,
over.
it just,
Yeah, it's like Surge has the type advantage, but we have the high ground.
Like, we
You're gonna
use
just
the
pull up
old
and be like,
tried and true casual strat, which is just be a higher level.
Just be 30 levels higher.
We are literally
Hell
just
yeah.
doing that to Surge and Erica. It's just like, well, I'm a lot higher level. Man, I wish I could catch some of these Ghastlies, but
Dude, nice Haunter.
That's
Oh,
a
you're not
big
gonna-
haunter,
you're-
holy shit.
yeah,
it's
the
a big
Haunters
size
are
Haunter.
freaking massive in this game.
Yeah.
Nice
Oh,
argument,
I
however,
tried to do
L
the-
plus 20 levels down, plus Psychic, plus Get Good.
There's a couple of spinners in this.
So
tower.
that spinner, by the way, I didn't have to wait. Like, you can just squeeze at the bottom of that one tile gap, and she can't see you. But I kind of missed like the clip or whatever, like the angle. So I didn't want to risk it.
Yeah.
To get
makes
spotted
sense.
by trainers, you have to be like on a specific tile to get spotted.
Yeah, you need to be literally in the center of the tile.
Yeah. This is when you were able to dodge both trainers before.
There will be a great example. The next 2 technical trainer skips that I do are great examples of, just like how their vision is dumb. No Ghastlies yet? Okay, that's fine. I actually don't need Ghastly because my catch count is so high. Let me review what my catch count is looking like. Yeah, I don't even need Ghastly. I have it labeled in the tan, and it doesn't even affect my catch route. Which just bananas.
That's why that you haven't gotten a ghastly encounter though.
So
Throughout this tower.
Tower is like notorious. It's like it's funny because it has like a low spawn rate, and you'd think, oh, just lure to get the spawns, and it's like it just doesn't matter sometimes. It's like, man.
Usually,
do it.
usually it takes a bit of time before carrots actually do spawn in the tower.
What's a little bit weird is that spawns like a little bit of space and like elbow room to actually spawn in the first place. So to have these all like these one tile corridors, Pokemon tend to not spawn in those spots. So remember the maze room in Cerulean Cave? That room is completely overhauled. It's like just mowed down. Oh, by the way, here's our cutscene that you all earned.
Yeah.
The best cutscene in the game. Can we get some Bible thumps in chat? You'll know why.
Yeah, this is the cutscene.
Because it's the Marowak.
It's the Marowak, yep.
It's Cubone's Marowak. It's so sad. Oh.
This is one of the few times where like there's actually like anything in depth related to a Pokemon series.
Come on, just one more hug.
No.
It's so sad. It's the best cutscene in the game, but it's so sad.
It's so sad.
You know what?
So
you know what?
sad.
We're gonna become champion now for this Cubone. We're
Do
gonna
it.
we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it for them.
This Cubone has a lot more importance in the story compared to the past. It's pretty nice, it's pretty cute even.
Well, no Ghastly today, but it's fine because my catch count is
Ghastly.
insane.
But yeah, what you do with the Rock Candy in this game is also like the same as like the other Gen 3 games where you just use Rock Candy on your legendary like Zapdos, and when you get it, you just use that candies on it.
To revive? Is that? Sorry, I was
No, just
spacing out.
just to get like just for like in general, if you don't need the Rock Candies to like evolve anything to get 60 Pokemon, you just use the candies on Zapdos or Mewtwo.
Yeah, it's the same
Like,
here.
yeah,
Like,
we
our
need-
catchy XP is worth so much that I won't be using rare candies to evolve anything except for Ponyta because it's faster. Like, Ponyta evolving into Rapidash becomes our new ride Pokemon, and we don't want to wait.
This candy are just for making up for like bad stats usually.
I forgot to
learn-
pick up the Hyper Potion. I'm such an idiot. So, I like picking up the Hyper Potion because if Eevee gets quad targeted here, it can actually be really scary. And I've been triple targeted so far. So yeah, if Weezing hits me with poison, Eevee dies again. And there's my level that I wanted before. Yeah, I would have outsped the Arbok, which would have made this fight safer, and I would have had it if a Ghastly would have spawned. It's just like, again, margins. Oh, I lived. Okay, it's fine.
Also
This is
good at
fine.
one point.
This is fine. Everything is fine.
Safe.
Wait.
Not even close, baby.
By the way, that is the friendship turnarounds where Eevee kind of like turns around and says, "I knew I could do it," and you lose
I
two.
knew I could
I
do
You
knew
it.
lose
could
2
do it.
seconds for every super effective move. Every time you're put into red bar,
God.
and every time you heal, you get that what's called a turnaround, and it costs 2 extra seconds.
Bruh.
By the way, can we give a
Wait.
congratulations to Dataface? That was the last fight Dataface had to do.
Please clap.
Well done, Dataface.
Dataface, clap.
Hell yeah, they
Clap.
get it.
Bachi, bachi, bachi.
Yeah.
But yeah, as I was saying earlier, like usually any candy that you have, an extra is usually for making up for bad stats. Definitely helps a lot. If you have like a menace, like not menace, at least menace is special attack for Zapdos with like
Yeah.
0 IVs, 5 IV, and special attack for Starmie.
Talk about the ancient days, Zapdos. Wow. I mean, Kabutops Aerodactyl was like the ancient strat, but man, Zapdos is ancient.
Oh, I was talking about Fire Run.
Oh yeah. In in what we call AOP, which is all obtainable Pokemon, aka catch 'em all. We get the Zapdos pretty early, and it is used for... it's like the assist Pokemon on, like, 3 fights. Or 2. Because, like, Dodrio is still better, which is kind of funny.
I never watched anyone use Zapdos back in the day. It was like at the start time.
Hey, there's a Snorlax here. Should we catch the Snorlax?
And one of the few encounters we actually are in fight against a wild encounter.
I mean, we are forced to encounter it.
Yeah, this is one of those few.
Yeah. I say why not coconut?
Why not coconuts? Okay.
Is that a hard to catch a Snorlax?
Yeah, because you actually have to battle
Yeah.
this one first, and it gets a boosted defense. So... oh no, my hand slipped and we ran away. Oh, what a shit. Ah, I'm sorry,
tragic.
man. He gone. They respawn each day, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright, I need...
And even if
I need 3 of the following. Ponyta, Doduo, Pidgeotto, and Psyduck. I need 3. I can leave with only 2, though. Alright, so, see, again, we skipped that trainer by hugging that little wall. He just, like, can't see us.
Also, this is a much more different cycling road compared to the past games.
Oh yeah,
Much
there's no bike in this game, so this is just called Pokemon Run, but it has the bike music.
Yeah.
Nice.
The entire area got changed. There's a lot more grass for the entire area. There's no more bikers.
It's you!
So there's a reference to the Instatext in the bike shop in Cerulean. If you talk to the guy, he's like, yeah, I'll tell you all about this, and he just starts talking fast with auto text. So he actually just straight up references it.
I forgot about that, dude.
It's very
been so
funny.
long. It's been so long since I've done my casual playthrough of this game.
But do you still talk about Rapidash with that guy?
that
About that one. Yeah.
Alright, so I did get Psyduck.
Wheelers. Love
Which is
people who say
good.
that.
Psyduck's actually pretty good. It's one of the lower spawn rates on this route. I cannot leave without Ponyta or Rapidash. Hopefully I don't have to catch Rapidash, but you know... Because I am kind of weirdly, like, I'm on what's called, like, an odd number of planned catches, which is why Ninetales is an option right now. Oh, there we go, Ponyta, thank you. But it prevents me from having to even, like, catch another thing. So in this part of the game, since we know the catch rates so well, I'm rushing throws to go for great throws instead of excellence, because I know that these are guaranteed catches.
Ultra Ball is so good.
Yeah, and this is where that difference comes in, because it's Ultra Ball Great Ball instead of Ultra Ball Pokeball.
Thank you, Bruno.
You're welcome.
Before I menu, I'm going to pick up this item, because I have forgotten this before, and that's a really important item. I don't want to forget that. So I'm going to put you in the party, and you guys can leave. Shame that the Machop isn't evolved yet. So yeah, so now Ponyta / Rapidash is now our new ride Pokemon, and this is why we do rare candy it immediately. Rapidash is the fastest ride Pokemon in the game. Just bar none, it's the fastest. Aerodactyl is second fastest, and it's only slower by fractions of a pixel per frame. And then Arcanine and Persian, like Charizard, Dragonite are all kind of that like top level of speed.
I'm not so sure about Tauros anymore, if it's like as fast as Rapidash or not.
So, funny story, only Rapidash and Aerodactyl are fast enough to do what are called the Mount Skips. The other Pokemon are not fast enough. Even the ones that look like they're fast enough are not.
So, how long has the no Mount Skip be found?
Okay, so no Mount Skips. I'm gonna continue that conversation in a second. Because I was like thinking about my catch route. Oh, do I skip Doduo here? So the mount skips were first accidentally discovered by a runner by the name of Cruel. Cruel was doing a marathon run, and he didn't really know the route super well, so like in Victory Road, he wasn't talking to the mandatory trainers, he was just like getting the explanation points, which is obviously slow, like you want to talk to trainers so that you don't lose 2 seconds. Well, in turn, because he did that, he accidentally just walked in front of a mandatory trainer and clipped through his vision and didn't fight him. And he like didn't even
What?
he like didn't even know he did it.
Oh my
And all of a sudden, like everyone was like, "Yo, so Cruel just skipped Dawson." And all of a sudden this huge hunt became just brute forcing trying to run through trainer vision, and it was found that the 4 mandatory trainers could all be skipped
In Victory Road, right?
in Victory Road.
Okay.
But they can only be skipped because Rapidash and Aerodactyl are so fast. Like their speed is fast enough that it breaks down like this as I catch you. Trainer vision is 25 pixels wide, and Rapidash's speed is 26.2 pixels per frame. So you can line it up sub-pixel perfect to basically like gallop over their vision from the left side to the right side without activating it.
Wow.
And
That's
Aerodactyl is
insane.
like 25.7 pixels per frame. So it is like sub-pixel perfect trick.
The damn self pixels. They'll never leave us
So-
alone.
So the skips were then made consistent by basically like you need to have a way to get your cardinal directions, your north, south, east, and west, perfectly in line. And the regular Joy-Cons have fluid like 360-degree motion. So if you're holding up on your Joy-Con, it might be going a little left or right, and that's not good enough. But third-party Joy-Cons have what's called digital notches. So the Switch will basically be like, well, I can't do 360-degree rotation with this Joy-Con, so I'll just do the next closest thing, which is perfectly straight up and down, left and right, which is required for the mount skip. So you need to have third-party Joy-Cons and do a bunch of like pause buffering and menu buffering to get on the perfect sub-pixel to pass all 4 of the trainers. The mount skips were found consistently by Sandy Beach IRL, and they were first discovered with Aerodactyl, which completely changed the route. Like, you go now out of your way to get the old Amber and revive the Aerodactyl and do it. But now Sandy came up with Rapidash mount skips like within the last month as well.
So does that mean that no one runs the carrier then?
So yeah, it's not as popular because of the like, oh, you need
'Cause
special
That requires you to have a
Joy-Cons.
third-party controller. Like it's already a first thing. And, like it's kind of different.
Yeah, so there is a different category because like if you skip all 4 trainers, it saves 3+ minutes. And that wouldn't necessarily feel fair against like everybody else that's trying to beat the game quote unquote glitchless. So there is a separate category that's just any percent.
I mean, it's almost like if you were using a modded controller at this point. Huh?
Yeah.
Good, something is not-
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
Here's our main Pokemon.
Yeah, this is where we're gonna cast Staryu now. Guaranteed nature, but for IVs, it's gonna go from 0 to 31.
So remember in Pokemon Go that the Pokemon had this number called CP, which stood for combat power? Dude, that was a 90% breakout, by the way. That's my first like actual bad breakout of the game.
Yeah, it's a problem with the Staryu, sadly. And since we're riding a Pokemon, we cannot use 2 controllers for this.
Yeah, water catches. That one got in even though I didn't get an excellent throw, so whatever, this game's fun. Combat power is like a random number that's like based on all of your stats combined. And the average CP of a Staryu is 1062 or 1063. Mine is 1080 something, which is like, okay, it's above average. Yeah, I could definitely have no special attack.
And then you have to count for the level it has as well. Because it could be low level, but also has high CP for its level.
Yeah, and that's why we lure, because we can guarantee catch it at level
Definitely
43. I, by the way, don't have to
to
catch anything. I don't even need caffeine in this route. Like, I'm straight up done with my catches, by the way.
We're pretty much like.
I'm a little behind on my marking, but I am, like, just straight up done.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Just do it whenever you can, when you have time.
Okay, so I'm thinking about, like, the menu I need to do. Which is, we're gonna do this.
Pokemon Mission.
Oh, we were gonna nickname the Staryu, right? Oh yeah, we're gonna name it Joel. Duh. Actually, this is a pretty decent Staryu. It has very good speed. Well, it has decent speed, and its special attack is passable.
Seems to be average, I think, overall.
Yeah. So yeah, this is a pretty decent Staryu. I'm actually impressed because I had like a 1080 Staryu that had literal minimum special attack last time.
And this is also the reason why we have to use Rack Candies before using Warstone on Staryu, so we can get Hydro Pump.
Funny enough, the Mount Skips route doesn't need Hydro Pump because you skip the trainers in Victory Road that you would use Hydro Pump on.
Yeah. I mean,
story.
Usually I remember, don't you actually need Hydro Pump for Giovanni? Because I remember using Hydro Pump for Giovanni.
Nope. X Defend, X Special Attack, and Scald everything. And the way I'm gonna do it is I'm just gonna 2-controller and it's completely safe.
Oh wait, I'm thinking about the trainer inside the gym. That requires Hydro Pump for the one shot.
Yeah, you could just 2-controller him and Scald X Special Attack.
This is the one I was thinking about, not Giovanni.
Yeah, you can fight him 1-controller and like risk it, but it's not required. So you can just 2-controller him and still win the fight. Oh, I was gonna nickname the Starmie, which I will do in this menu, because I had to teach myself how to do it.
I had to use an NPC for renaming as well, thankfully.
Oh, come on. I don't have the press active because reasons. J-O-E... Joel. There you go. Joel. Hello, Magmar. And then I taught Scald. By the way, the TMs that you get from the gym leaders are actually just broken. Like, you get Thunderbolt from Surge, and you get Giga Drain from Erica, and you get Scald from Misty. You get Headbutt from Brock.
Brock, yeah. You don't
and
get
Giovanni gives you Earthquake.
Yeah. All the teams in this game are really good overall. There's like only a few teams that are like quite...
So, remember how we fought Jesse and James last? This is the next required fight, and we just got our Starmie, and he sends out an Electrode, which outspeeds us and has Thunderbolts. Like, this is all of a sudden turns into one of the scariest fights. But that's why I'm using Doduo kind of as, like, death fodder, unfortunately.
It's a beta.
Yeah.
Beta.
It's not perfect, but you are more likely to bait Thunderbolt into the Doduo. If you want to do the strat fast, you just send out Rapidash and pray. You don't die to Thunderbolt unless you get crit.
I cannot even remember what Rapidash you use.
But Thunderbolt could still, like, para and it's bad. So.
Oh yeah, I can't remember. What does Mug say backward?
Oh, the old meme.
Stop from Eevee pets, what it says backwards.
Yeah, I haven't had a high catch count like this in a while. But yeah, the weird thing I have to do is I have to get this Firestone, which gives me kind of a funky menu later. Hey, Ditto! But it's not an AOP run. Ditto is 10% in Mansion, and you really want to see it here, because it's only 5% in Cerulean Cave, and it's just a troll when it decides to not spawn. Ditto! What? I could have made that cycle, man. Whatever. I've done so many spinners so safe today, just out of interest of safety. And I've just been punished, so I'm just glad this isn't a PB attempt. But yeah, I've been analyzing like a ton of my runs recently to try to get like really good, because my current PB is a 303, and right now my top end pace is probably 301, but I'd like to get like a 300 in this game, now that I finally bought it on digital. So I've been like taking a lot of time to actually like sit down, analyze like each run, be like, where did I lose time, where did I gain time?
I need to check what my PB is, it's been so long. What is my...
Alright, do you guys like quizzes?
Oh, this is a fun game.
Quizzes. So Blaine's Gym is now a game show. And everybody knows everybody's favorite TM28, Tombstoney. Right? Tombstoney.
I use Tombstoney every time.
All right, but this is a speed run, so we do have to answer the questions fast.
Yeah, my PP is at 3:21. It's been way too long already. Yeah, quite old. I am almost 20
I also
minutes behind
love
record.
Eevee's expressions during this part. Tombstoney, false, man. Like Eevee gets like really determined. It's like, yeah, I'm ready for the question. Yeah. And then the best is these little Blaine dolls are all gonna like explode.
So funny.
Honestly, as a casual game, it's like a really, really entertaining game overall. It's really, really
Eevee's
fun.
expression is just like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Some people don't like the usual emotional control. It's like it's fine because it actually works fine for the game.
Yeah, I haven't really had like a big problem with the Joy-Cons. The mashing techniques, I'm really crowding the left Joy-Con because, again, one Joy-Con is one controller. It's not the full controller. I love Confuse Ray.
Like, I think the main issue I have in this game, like in general, is like having to use Joy-Cons. It's like, yeah.
That was a crit, but I'm fine. I didn't get burned. That's what's important. So having this is the third gym. We're fighting Blaine third, by the way. And it's because we just picked up our Starmie, and we have the type advantage, and we were here anyways. Rare candying 3 times instead of twice really helps out in this fight, because both the Rapidash and the Ninetales could outspeed us if we have bad speed. And that third candy really helps a lot. So you're very rare to ever be outsped by the Ninetales now. The Rapidash, but this star is actually pretty decent. Go Joel. Joel, you're my favorite star. What? I am not a Krusty Krab!
Everyone, please post Joel.
Yeah, everybody please post Joel.
My name is not Rick.
It's not Quaiba either.
My name is Joel.
Star Joel, yeah.
Joel Star.
Joel Star!
I'm sorry.
God damn it.
Alright, we're cooking now.
For all the memes I've done, like, this pace actually isn't too bad. I'm on like 306, 307 pace.
Damn, that's sick.
And dying to Misty, yeah, no big deal, whatever.
Speaking of memes, the Golduck on screen reminded me of something stupid. I don't remember what it was, but I was playing Sword and Shield, and my sister was there, and I got into a fight with a Raid Xatu, and she just sees that it says Psychic Flying, and she sees it, and she just says, "It's a Psyduck!"
Ha!
Oh my god.
And now Defiant for the response.
And I've been laughing about that for like 5 years. Every time I see a Psyduck, I'm just like, yes.
It's a Xatu!
It makes me laugh again. Every
It's Pikachu!
It's Pikachu!
It's Pikachu!
I'm in pain.
I'm in Spain. I beat you to it, didn't I?
Country of
Void
pain.
money so you can pet the Eevee again.
Yeah! When are we petting this Eevee again?
Everyone's favorite trash cans. Yep.
Oh,
It's not
whoa,
working.
I got it first try. Wait. Pause. Middle.
Hold up.
Yo, God cans! Let's go! Let's go!
what?
You're so good.
Oh
In
my
no
god!
way.
Can you imagine the marathon luck right now? God can's first try.
Wow.
Yes!
Disbelief.
This isn't random, is it?
What?
Surely.
Shirley!
A nice marathon luck, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Very
Yeah,
good. Very
huge.
cool.
Thank you.
Huge marathon luck.
Big if true.
It's huge!
Yeah, it's huge! Dude, that Jigglypuff actually was freaking cracked. By the way, the Psyduck I caught was also very huge. That was an XL Psyduck I got earlier.
Hell yeah.
We love our huge Pokemon. Wink wink.
I can't wait. Can't wait for Bitch to find out it's huge.
Wow, the electric gym, super scary. Now give me my badge.
L plus level 45 plus
Yup.
get good
Plus autograph.
plus Lightning American.
That's right. He does give us Thunderbolt, so it's worth.
Go Electabuzz, the double!
Pew 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 pew.
I can't believe Guile just lost him. I guess the kid.
Alright, so I am gonna go.
What was the Electabuzz
yes.
sound again? Was it like something like completely asinine?
Yes.
Oh, the Electabuzz, the. Is that better than the Jinx cry or not?
Oh no.
How do you know what does Jinx as a cry in English version? I never watched English dub.
I also never watched English dub.
Just for the line about Jesse's complaining.
Honestly, the best line of the whole English dub is when James is a flaming Moltres. He's just like, I am the star that burns brightest. I am a flaming Moltres.
Oh no.
It's so good, dude.
Flashbacks even in French. Oh no. It's halting me.
I got my James voice down.
Yeah, you did
That's
good.
pretty good.
That's me. I'm on TV, everybody. Watch me from 5 to 9 a.m. in Spokane.
You think I'm up at 5 a.m.?
No, I'm on TV at 5 a.m. I wake up at 2:30 a.m.
I go to bed at 2:30. What the hell?
Yeah, I'm at work by 3:30 a.m. And I'm broadcast ready by 5. Oh, so you know, like,
This is the clip I'm talking about. It's a good one.
so you know, like, every gym has like a requirement to get into it. Erica's is to show her a cute Pokemon. Do we have any cute Pokemon lovers in chat? Like, imagine if we showed her Muck. Do you think she'd let us in?
Yes.
Don't spoil it. Because
I mean, a
spoiler
lot of Muck
alert,
is cute.
every Pokemon
you know?
is cute, so
Oh my
you
God.
can literally show her any Pokemon you are allowed at the gym. It does not have to be like the starter Eevee or Pikachu or a cat or something.
So I could just like pull up with.
You can literally pull up with
Amazing.
Muck, and she's like, "Oh, it's so cute! I want to pet it."
I mean,
AO1.
I mean, it spells Twitch Prime, which you can use to subscribe to Void,
Which
and
gives
make the sub counter go up,
Yep,
and make
and
us pet the
pet this
Eevee.
Eevee.
Any primers in chat?
Yeah, primers.
Pet the damn Eevee.
Yeah, Muck yeah emote.
Yeah.
You know what? Hey, if
Only
we
if
got
it's
any
specifically
emo
Muck.
artists in chat, and you just want to like start drawing me emotes so people can sub to my channel too, that'd be cool.
Like,
Because all I have right now is Pincer Pain.
What was it? An hour and a half ago? There I did it. I squeezed in one self-promotion.
Actually, I do like my ratio emote. I think it's pretty good. Fine. Do you even use the Pog emotes? Man.
Wait, you mean this? Which one? This one? Hang on. You mean this? Yes.
Yes.
It is fitting for Scarlet Violet.
I do love me some. Oh, my bit emote is literally just Clodsire. That. It's very good.
that.
I was like, I have to. I guess. Oh,
So
by the way, the
thank
game
you
is
for-
happening, but like, eh.
So do you
Hey,
currently
look,
run?
this is a true Pokemon speed run right here. We're like 20 levels over everything. We're just clicking to move to one shots them.
Mm-hmm.
Do you currently speedrun any other game at the moment, or outside of?
So
what-
I
anything?
speedrun all of the new Pokemon games, so all of the mainline games on Switch. I run. This one's my favorite, and I'm running it the most right now. But yeah, I have actually really solid times in Sword Shield, Let's Go, BDSP, Legends Arceus, and Scarlet Violet, and I am the record holder in Brilliant Diamond, but BDSP sucks, so you probably won't see me run that game anytime soon.
Wait, which category in BTSP? Glitch or?
No, glitchless. I'm mainly like a glitchless runner. So
Okay.
the idea is like
Okay.
there's like the 5 glitchless categories across all games, and we can call it the Quinfecta. And I have the second best combined Quinfecta time behind Etiquette.
Wasn't there a race some weeks ago that you did?
You might be thinking
someone
of
else?
the series race, which is what
Oh, that's
like
the one.
Josh
Yeah.
the Fourth
Shen
Gen
is doing
Gamer and who else did he do that with? He did it with
Shen
Cruel,
is doing it
the
too.
aforementioned Cruel, who discovered the skip in the first place. And they had one other. It was like a 3-person relay, and they ran
Shen is-
literally every game, including learn with Pokemon typing adventure for the DS.
Shannon Games is also doing it.
Is he?
Pokemon?
He was, yeah.
Yes, he was. He was part of that. It was him, Josh, and Cruel were the team. And I know Halkery and Whom is DS and somebody else is the other team, and they're going to do it later this summer. And not only is that, like, run every game, it's also catch every Pokemon. It's like 996 Pokemon that they have to catch across the
It's
50-some-odd
really
games.
crazy. I took a pic from time to time. It's really crazy. It's a lot of work and time you need to put into it.
So we're about to fight Blue. He's like, "Hey, I gotta test you before you go fight Team Rocket and Silphco."
Fake rival.
He's got the Executor that we can't deal with the Starmie, so we have to 2-controller this fight. There's 2 ways to do this. There's the safe way and the risky way, and I'm doing it the safe way, which is with Dodrio. No, I have
Isn't it
Doduo
with
still.
Fire Blast?
Oh, okay. No, this is gonna be risky anyways. I have a range because my Doduo didn't evolve yet. The other way is to do it with Rapidash and hit a Fire Blast. Yeah, I
Use Doduo.
think this is a range. I actually don't think I've ever been in this situation. I'm only in this situation because I have so few late game catches. Like, I caught Doduo last on the route, and I only had to catch Staryu after that, and that's it. So it's like minimum amount of EXP. I did hit it. Remember, it's a range because everything I caught is modest nature, so it is minus attack.
Yeah, it's really bad as well.
But it's still a range, even with minus attack and it's not evolved. It's
I mean, depends on his IV as well. If it's really low or high. That's
yeah.
the thing
So
as
it must
well.
be decent. So you're 123.
I mean, at least it's kind of consistent because it's always minus attack at least.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have to worry. about
We
it
just
being-
saw its attack, but it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, you can evolve to Dodrio.
And we don't even use it anymore. It's served its purpose.
74 attack he had.
In fact, that's my last evolution.
Bird down.
Bird down.
Bird down.
Bird?
Actually, the next Pokemon I acquire might be a favorite of the stream. Oh.
What it could be.
Oh.
I wonder what it could be. Definitely
Hold
not
up.
starting with an L.
What could it be?
Low
What
tap?
Pokemon?
Starts with an L, but is a W Pokemon.
Yeah.
Low
Chat,
tap?
get on it.
Lotad?
Wasn't it that
Lombre,
Wait, use it.
Lily?
Ludicolo, Salsa.
Luxray?
Luxray.
But I thought it was that Pokemon that Void used in this playthrough of Black and White too.
Lilligant.
Lilligant.
Yeah, the Lady of the Ridge.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
you actually did use.
Lickitung.
Lickitung?
Yeah, keep them coming. Starts with an L.
Lawnmower.
Larry's favorite Pokemon Staraptor. Oh,
Definitely not.
okay, while you keep playing this game, I'm gonna explain the archer fight. So this is what's called a true double. So we actually don't control the second Pokemon on the field on our side.
You have an actual part.
Oh, it's a
right now.
multi-battle.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
the Cubone is controlled by Rival, and it's a true 2-on-2 battle. This battle is bad, because there are so many different AIs, each turn lags before, like, the actions happen. So watch, I'm gonna click a move, I'm gonna click Psychic, and try to get rid of the Muck. And we're just gonna wait here, and wait here, and wait, and it's still thinking, haven't moved yet, and now. So
Yeah,
each
it's very
extra
strong.
turn that this battle takes a lot longer than what it would normally. Here's the other bad part. This Raticate does have Sucker Punch, which is a Dark-type move, so it's super effective against us. If Rival helps us out, he will click Bone Meringue twice against the Raticate and not miss. You know how many times he's going to actually do that? None. He's going to click Focus Energy here, and it's going to suck. Oh, wait. Pause 1. He's got to do it again, though. He has to click Bone Meringue again, and I save a full turn.
Pause,
Scenario
champ.
B.
Pause, wait, see, wait, pause. Okay, he sucker punched the Cubone got hit, so he's attacking.
Yeah. I was gonna say that best case scenario is Sucker Punch on
No, he used Headbutt, you idiot! You stupid, dumb idiots! Rival never helps me.
God.
So this...
God damn it, over
Yeah, so this ended up being, what, a 5-turn fight? Yeah, it was a 5-turn fight, which is... You want a 4-turn, and it is possible to get a 3-turn Archer. 5 is quintessential okay, but it could go a lot worse. By the way, the Electrode self-destructed turn 1, it can Thunderbolt you, and if it paralyzes you, you are in trouble.
Yeah, it's really bad.
real
Because you
bad.
cannot use the second Pokemon to heal yourself, because it's the partner that is actually controlled by the AI.
Partner is stupid.
Yeah.
Oh, I figured it out. It's Laron.
But it's
Yeah.
one of those few fights where the AI is really strong, because we saw that the Electro used self-destruct, and then the Muck used Protect to defend from the explosion.
Yeah, so it was... Yeah, that fight's kind of lame. It is possible to get a 3-turn by the Electrode self-destructs, and you kill No Protect the Muck. And then you kill the Weezing and the Rival Bone Meringues. And then you kill the Golbat and Rival Bone Meringues again and KOs the Raticate, and you're done. But I've only seen that fight once in my 1.5 years of playing this. Almost 2 years.
It's really funny, because considering how the game works, it's like you have both Protect and Helping Hand as moves that only work for double battles in this game. Like, it's almost as they were gonna do some sort of competitive doubles in this game, but which never happened at the end of the day.
AVs are kind of broken in this game.
Loki.
What? No. Definitely isn't broken to have a Magikarp with like 400 speed at level 50. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't be you.
Yeah, the fucking... I just remember seeing a Chansey that had, like, the world's most disgusting stats.
Yeah.
Thought I saw that too.
It's like, this game is unplayable. Goodbye forever.
Yeah, if you're doing anything at level 100 with maximum AVs, yeah, it's good luck. Everything has to have at least one AKO move to deal with anything that's like really bulky. Because your stats are like just insane. But if you're also trying to complete this game for like true 100%, there's master trainers which have a specific Pokemon they've mastered. At level 75, they have like near perfect AVs.
Yeah, and you
takes a
can't
while,
and you
but
can't
you
use
can do-
items in battle either.
Yeah.
So it's like a true like test of skill. So there's a kind of fun category in this. It's called Beat Red, because Red will spawn in this game at post game and after you defeated 6 master trainers. I think it's 6 or 7.
It's 6 or 7.
So the idea is like, okay, well, what Pokemon are we gonna train up to defeat master trainers quickly? Yeah, there's a lot of Toxic Protect spamming in that category.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, Toxic Protect spam is like 4 of the fights. And I'm not even joking about that. It's like 4 of them.
Oh yeah.
This is one of those last games where you see Toxic as a TM that anyone can learn.
I know for a fact Kabuto is one, because Kabuto learns Giga Trade. So guess what you could do to the opposing Kabuto?
There's some really silly matchup.
Boy up.
Or even the Metapod Cocoon ones.
Oh my god. You gonna relive that anime episode? The 2 Metapods just
yes.
Yeah.
You can do it in a game. It's doable.
There's also
But the thing is-
there's also another battle where I think it's like a V0o. Its only attacking move is fly, so you can just like protect on the fly turn.
Yeah.
It's something really silly.
Metapod!
These turns are low 75, so you can just over level to 100 and have some decent AVs, and then you'll be good to go. You don't have to max out your AVs for the trainers, thankfully.
Yeah, that's why Toxic Protect spam is kind of goated.
Yeah.
Is that honestly takes care of more than half of the Master Trainers required to get
Unless
to
something
red.
has rest, it's like the worst case scenario is something has rest.
Yeah, but there's so many Pokemon Learn Protect in the game
Yeah.
that you're bound to
Anything
be
can learn
okay.
protect besides Magikarp and the cocoons.
Like, I think the Pidgey is like a Toxic Protect spam fight or something. Alright, so let's go get some more Pokemon now that we've cleared out Rocket Hideout.
You gonna go get your Latios?
Yeah! Alright, chat, if I don't see a wall of you-know-what in the next 30 seconds, like, why are we even running this game?
Making
Yo,
it,
it's Larpus! Post Larpus now. I want
that
chat to just fill
Okay, come on, guys.
fill this with a wall of Larpus. Good, good, good. I am pleased. Larpus, Larpus, Larpus. Yo, the Larpus laser eyes is actually kind of sick.
Larpus.
It's really funny considering
I
Void was using
forgot we're
Starmie.
called Rambi and rival is Smurf.
Void was using a Starmie called not Larpus in his Black and White 2 playthrough. It was really interesting.
Okay, the Larpus throwdown was the stuff of legends.
Oh yeah, fucking MG happiness, Larpus emote.
The fucking
There's anyone looking back.
And Porygon, that, by the way, that Porygon is the fastest Pokemon to obtain in the whole game.
wow, it looked really skill intensive.
Yeah. You get the Dex
Yes, you
entry,
want-
but you don't get the battle animation, which is why it saves so much time.
That's kind of
Things-
cool.
This is one of the few last shopping spree.
A nice
Yeah,
money.
and you're gonna see me do something a little bit different. I'm buying what's called the safe strat route, which means I buy 2 fewer items. But so I make the shopping faster, at the cost of like some safer endgame fights, which I'm happy to show off, so I don't have lose time to saving, because saving is lame in this game. At least it's not saving a lot of data.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man.
That's Gen 4.
Gen 4,
Shout
man.
out to Gen 4.
Really struck a nerve with that one, didn't I?
Play for 5 minutes, saving a lot of data.
Saving a lot of data.
Sabrina's requirement is be level 45.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right, Chad. You know what saving a lot of data is like.
Saving a lot of data.
Gen 4.
So
Nice piece of crap.
teleporter pads, you can step onto the teleporter pads like directly on it, but if you go at a weird angle, you'll get this little like your character stops and has to like shimmy their feet. And I had a
They have to
couple in a
center
row that
themselves
was not
into
good.
the board. They have to.
You have
right
to aim
in
for
middle
the
of it.
center. Okay,
Yeah.
I've done a couple of them in a row, really good.
So this is a different puzzle compared to the original one, because the layout being completely
Well,
different.
by the way,
compared
I love how this gym looks. It looks like the OG Super Smash Brothers Saffron City
It does,
layout,
yeah.
which is
Ooh.
gives me this huge level of nostalgia, because we
Even
are
if you
literally
keep running.
working our way up to like the taller buildings.
to the top of the building.
Yeah,
which
so now
was
we're
in
on
Stadium was
the
like,
tallest building, and that's where the gym is.
in Stadium it was like the top of a self-co.
Yeah. Which, I mean,
that's kinda
theoretically, that might be what it is. Like, we're on buildings, so it might be top of Silpho.
Imagine.
Yeah, gyms in this game look beautiful. I mean, the art style in this game is just fantastic.
Even Koga's gym is interesting. You guys will see.
Like, Blaine's gym just has like a bunch of old people like hanging around being like, oh, this is fun! Game show, fun!
Chilling.
All the like people love watching game shows.
Yeah,
Any,
it like totally
any
fits the
mind
vibe.
criminals?
Just like the Price is Right.
Oh, why is my X speeds over there? That's fine.
Seems that it's time to commit mime crimes.
Yeah, you have to set up a lot because of
Light screen.
the Mr. Mime having really good special defense and yeah, last screen as well. And then there's also Hypno, I think, in the back.
Yeah, so at bad
Another
special
jinx.
attack, that is a 2-shot range with light screen up. Thankfully, light screen turn 1 is kind of the normal. If you get light screen turn 2, you have to burn a turn. If you get light screen, if no light screen comes out, then you save a turn.
Yeah, it's a lot of time save for not getting last screen.
I've only had that once, but it was recently. I was like, oh, light screen skip. But of course it was
there's
while
no-
I was derusting.
She doesn't have a Venomoth and Kadabra in this version.
Yeah, so
unfortunately.
we set up the X speed to outspeed the Alakazam while we're waiting out light screen. It kind of turns out alright. There's Jinx. Jinx is gonna be one we'll see a couple more times in the run, and it definitely won't go badly for any reason. No, sir, it won't. Nope. Okay, my special attack's
I can't
actually good.
I can't believe you took a chance on the dry skin on that one.
Yeah, it might be
Really
something
bold.
like around 20 IVs in special attack.
Yeah, dry skin.
Depending when
That's funny. That's why I love this game. It's like, I don't have to worry about abilities.
Dude, every time I watch randomizers and somebody's like, I'm gonna click Earthquake on this wheezing, I'm like, no, you fool!
Yeah, we get Earthquake Wheezings in this game.
Yeah.
Hooray!
You're free to use Drill Run on Weezing in this game, thankfully.
Yup.
Just
In
drill
fact,
them,
that might
kill them.
become the strat soon. Like, the
Drill them.
Jesse and James, there's a kind of a theoretical strat that Rhyhorn can be a bigger assist in the J&J fights than what we use it for right now.
Just do Drill Run and crit forehead.
You can, I think it's,
it does have a boosted rate.
it is like +2, and attack with Eevee, like, is a range. That menu is kind of one of the more complicated menus.
More candies for Starmie.
My Starmie is actually solid. Venomoth is a guaranteed Scald range, and Weezing is 14 and 16, but I'll probably just opt to Psychic it. And the speed's fine. It's nothing, like, special, but it outspeeds everything it needed to. Like, a bad speed Starmie is outsped by Pidgeot, and then you're just like, oh.
Yeah, it's
Oh
kind of scary
no,
at the end of the game.
because Pidgeot has Sand Attack on Rival 5. We all know. I already got hit. I already got hit with Sand Attack because of the stupid Sandshrew. That was the only
different-
fight where minus special attack hurt me.
Oh yeah, so since there's no surprise zone, this is where you getting the gold teeth for the Warden.
Wow.
Yeah, there's no Safari Zone in this game. It's the Go Zone now. It's where you transfer Pokemon Go Pokemon into the game for like a. You kind of make your own zoo, like what the Fuchsia City layout is in the first place. It's kind of like a. It's kind of like a. I wouldn't say zoo. It's like a wildlife refuge, and that's what you can make in the Go Zone instead of the Safari.
Holy shit,
Zone.
it's a ninja.
Oh my god, it's a ninja. By the way,
Hell
I
yeah.
like how this gym looks, where like the fog reveals where the walls are, but it like will
Is it
go
more-
away. It's a really nice look.
I remember
Oh, this is
being a kid
Caden.
and
Caden's
realizing-
actually insanely dangerous. Caden's the true gym leader because this muck has the move Minimize, and if we see
Oh,
Minimize,
God.
it's real bad.
Yeah. Minimize which got buffed and it's a +2 evasion now.
Okay, I got Protector in 1, which is what you want on your setup turn, and now Psychic kills. Now, thankfully, I developed a nice backup strat. Remember how I summoned the second controller when I got Sand Attacked and I like couldn't hit?
Yeah.
So if you get Minimize and like miss, I can do that again and summon Rapidash, which has the move Stomp. Stomp
Oh, hell yeah.
will bypass accuracy against a minimized opponent and double damage.
Yeah,
Damage.
it does.
Same thing for
And
body slam.
furthermore, I still have an extra X attack, so I can guarantee an Oko on the Muck. In that scenario.
You want to list like a number of just stupid, obscure mechanics in Pokemon
Yeah.
games. That's
Yep.
got to be one of them.
The first time I did it, I'm like, I have Stomp on Rapidash. This is an insanely good safety strat for a marathon setting. So now I don't have to save for Kaden. It's just second controller and click the stop button because you have minimized. Good job.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
Minimize is such a stupid move because it's a +2 evasion, so it's like, good luck having something like
Yeah.
Stomp. Like, at best you have Body Slam, even then, Body Slam is literally used nowadays.
So Koga's whole deal is every single one of his Pokemon, in fact, every Pokemon in this gym is a Toxic Protect staller.
Oh my god.
He will tend to spam Protect just turn 1.
Turn 1 now, yeah.
Yeah, most Pokemon with
Very
Protect.
reminiscent of Stadium 2 Koga fight.
Yep. So there we saw Toxic, then Protect. So you always heal the poison, you don't attack through it.
Round 2 Stadium 2 Koga does protect Toxic, I think, or I'm thinking probably about the Rocket guy.
So I
Generally,
opted to Scald there because my Psychic PP is a little bit tight in this section of the run, so to save as many uses as possible is really vital, especially when you have Koga Protect spamming. My most cringe fight I ever got was he double protected 3 times and was successful twice. It was
amazing.
incredible. I was just like, he double protected and got it. This actually wasn't that bad of a fight because he only protected. Let's see, toxic. So that was a 6-turn fight. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
4, 5, 6, 7. 7's average.
So yeah,
If I wouldn't have gotten toxic turn 1, that would have been a good fight. Because then it would have been 6-turn. I would have saved a menu.
So yeah, what Koga does in Stadium 2 is just using double team. Not bad.
But yeah, that was a nice Koga turn.
I remember this one time I was doing Gen 4 Battle Tower, and I got quintuple protected on by a Sableye.
What?
It was genuinely one of the funniest things I've ever seen in a Pokemon game.
ridiculous. That's like what?
Yeah,
that's like
6% or something.
Oh, it's
Well,
way
that's
lower
only
than that. It's whatever 2 to the 5th. No, it's 3 to the 5th. That's like 1 in like 625, but that's on the 5th one, so you got the other ones as well successful.
Okay, but hear me out. It's actually 1 in 1 because it's the AI in Battle Tower.
Yeah, it's true.
True.
Just do whatever the fuck it wants.
True. I can't argue that logic.
Don't you love suffering in the Battle Tower basement?
Like, have you never seen the Forbidden Quick Claw Horn Drill Rhydon?
Ugh.
Classic.
He just shows up and gets 3 Quick Claw Horn Drills in a row and kills you.
Ew.
Or the Quick Claw Wall Rain.
Walrein
Ooh.
with Shield Cold and Fisher, man. Shield Cold Fisher, Walrein with Sleep Talk and Rest.
That's gross. That is gross. I don't like you guys saying words.
He just turns the game off. It's just like, no, you lose.
All I'm hearing right now is content.
It's over.
And then Gen 3 you have Dugong with Shield Cold and Orange Gel. Gen 3
Oh my god.
for Emerald. Reminder, no one likes Dugong.
Oh
Dugong
boy.
is an L Pokemon. Sorry if you like Dugong.
Dugong
Nobody's
kills
ever-
Zapdos, Dugong kills Blastoise, Dugong just kills. So dumb.
Mega Evolution. I'm sure
Yeah,
that's
that's
Yeah,
great.
there's Mega Evolution in this game, but there are no Mega Stones, so you just need to have the Keystone, the Mega Stone in your inventory, and you're allowed to Mega 1 Pokemon per battle. We obviously will not be using it, because A, slow animation, B, like, Starmie kind of goated.
Dear God.
This is the last game where we'll see Mega Evolution as in the main battle game,
Yeah,
sadly.
it's the only Switch game with Mega Evolutions.
Starting Sword and Shield, we won't see no more Mega Evolutions.
So aren't there like two Pokemon timelines? There's like the Mega Evolution timeline
Yes.
and the
Yes,
non,
and the classic one on Game Boy Advance.
and whatever this timeline is, because Blue is not our rival. But he's still the grandson, and
Yeah, the Pokemon Extended Cinematic Universe, you know.
yeah.
It goes very deep. Not
Though Ash Ketchum kind of went hard when he had the Mega Stone, the Dynamax Band, and the Z Crystal like all in like one hand,
Damn,
and he was just
that's
like,
crazy.
"Yo, but like that's like your girl says don't worry about him, but that when your guy when her old guy is showing up like that, you're like, oh damn."
Strapped to the goddamn teeth.
Damn, that's crazy. If only Sword and Shield could do that. Yep, only Dynamax you can do.
What's a Dynamax? Never heard of it.
Nah, fuck. Dude, we don't need to talk about freaking gimmick and broken ass.
I mean, Dynamax did give me the greatest single letter in all of existence, and it's P.
Dude, you want to talk about cringe? Let's talk about Dynamax.
Yeah. You can broken
There's a lot to say, but
Yeah.
hear me out.
P.
It's the one good thing about it, and then
I don't understand the reference, but P.
The
you have,
Gigantamax Pikachu comes out just a
P.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
This is a P.
then you have long cat Meowth as the Gigantamax. That was like the greatest thing ever
Eevee
as well.
also has a Gigantamax, but I don't think
Yeah.
it says E. Have you heard a Jinx Dynamax cry? It says blah, 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 blah.
Okay, Fortify's defense, Z moves are pretty cringe, but Dynamax is way more cringe.
Even more cringe because you have double the HP if you have Max Dynamax Candy, and you have broken moves, which boosts.
Okay,
boosts
yeah, I really love my 130 base power stab move that gives me +1 speed every time I click it. That's a cool mechanic.
Don't you love Max Airstream?
That's a cool fucking mechanic to put in your video
Sure
game.
love.
Then you
Very,
give it-
very interesting
Then
gameplay.
give it to Cinderace, which has insane move and Protean.
Yeah, but that's just the Cinderace issue.
Yeah. I mean, it's not just Cinderace. It is just, yeah.
All right, we are coming up to Giovanni, which I consider the first of 4 dangerous fights in this game, and that is why I'm summoning the second controller. So in this fight, he leads a Dugtrio that always outspeeds you, and it has Earthquake. The strat is X defend, X special attack, and then start spamming Scald. But if he crits you, you die. So in the 2 controller fight, we don't X defend, and the Earthquake is automatically only 75% power because it's now in a spread move field.
Yeah.
So even if we get crit, we now do not die. And Rapid Ash dying is actually optimal because then we won't have to be covering inputs for the second controller, even if it like is wasted turns. So the Rapid Ash dies, and now we're back to just a single controller fight. And it's the only way to go back to a single controller fight after summoning second controller.
That's kind of genius.
There goes Rapidash.
We still lose on the order of like 6-7 seconds because I do have to revive Rapidash immediately after the fight. And there is still a little bit of lag from their... Notice how like the screen is like set up for 2 Pokemon to be standing on my side, but is not. So the game still is like lagging a little bit. But we only lose like
That's
7
so fun.
seconds to this
Oh,
strat.
is that right done?
Oh my god,
Right on this dick, got him.
Got him.
Holy shit.
That's
Dude, my defense is actually kind of cracked.
Boyd, I can't believe you've done this.
134 special
can.
attack is
that
guaranteed
111?
on hits.
That was 111 defense. That's actually kind of nuts.
Yeah, that's very high. My special attack, by the way, there's a Kangaskhan coming up. To the point is a guaranteed Hydro Pump range, but I have to hit the Hydro Pump, which is the problem.
80% accuracy.
Yep. Not for me. I've been tracking my Hydro Pump accuracy this month. I'm only 73%. And at one point I was as low as 67. Like for a month. I have data now. I have a spreadsheet.
You are the data man.
I am a nerd.
Did it face him?
I am Dataface. But yeah, I have to revive Rapidash because the upcoming rival fight is another 2-controller fight, and it's one we have to 2-controller. Unless you outspeed the Raichu, in which then you risk getting sand attacked, and you have to hit a Hydro Pump. And every time I've done it, I've missed the Hydro Pump, and he doesn't miss Thunder in return.
It just never goes well, man.
It never goes well, so
That's
just don't
like-
do it. Just 2-controller
Yeah,
fight.
it's very unsafe to do Hydro Pop on Kangaskhan.
Oh, I'm saying Hydro Pump on Raichu. You have
Yeah,
you have to Hydro Pump the Kangaskhan, but if you miss the Hydro Pump, you die. So, but if you
Yeah, it's
2-controller
like
the
shit.
fight, then there's no risk at all, because then you just +4 Scald, and it's fine. But yeah, this rival fight is, yeah. You just 2-controller the fight, and it's completely safe, and if you 1-controller the fight, you're risking 2 things. Which has easily killed my runs. It's like, oh man, I'm gonna risky do the 1-controller strat, and I always miss Hydro Pump. This is guaranteed. So yeah, a bad Starmie will be outsped by this Pidgeot, and it's real sad if you get Hydro Pump then.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I think this Starmie matters a lot more. Like, if you have crap speed and super attack, you're just in really deep trouble. You're gonna be slower, so you're gonna lose time, then you're probably gonna miss some ranges, like really, really bad.
Yeah. And then special attack matters because there are some ranges at like really low special attack, but also mid and high.
Isn't there one on like FA on like the Arbok or something?
Um,
Or is it on Wheezy? I
no,
can't remember anymore.
something weird. But
I remember like something surviving and then die.
the Jinx in Victory Road is a Hydro Pump range with bad special. Don't ask me how I know that. Nope, no siree.
Totally not random, I know.
I remember missing Hydro Pump, getting put to sleep, waking up, and then missing a Hydro Pump range. And I was like, dude.
Good issue.
Yeah.
It's,
Never again, man.
like-
That's starting to sound like you experienced a difference in skill.
Listen, I think I have close to 300 attempts in this game. I have seen a lot. Not at all, surprisingly. There's one thing I know for sure can happen that I've never seen, which is getting Feint on Bruno's Hitmonlee. Remember, Feint is a priority move.
True.
Pretty base power, by the way.
You know what you also probably haven't gotten yet? The shiny XS Chansey spawn.
Ooh, I have not. I've had some sick shine. Weirdly, okay, fun fact, until this week, both my any percent run and my catch 'em all run catches a shiny in my PB.
Hell yeah.
KW.
Yeah, until this week, my any percent run catches a shiny Psyduck, and my catch 'em all run catches a shiny Metapod.
Ooh, the Azure Psyduck, yeah.
Too bad we didn't get a shiny this run.
Yeah, it's not.
I mean-
it's not super likely because there are only like 5 areas where we are lured. And for example, I have a repel up right now, so we don't see any Pokemon. If you do a catch 'em all run, you're about 1 in 3 or 1 in 2 to see a shiny. Because again,
And
this
this
is
was-
on in the overworld.
This was the route to catch Execute, since there's no Safari Zone. You have to catch Execute here.
Yeah. In a Legends Arceus catch 'em all run, you are almost guaranteed to see/hear a shiny, but weirdly enough, my last 2 runs don't.
Yeah, it's like I think I'd had one by the end of the first like 5 hours of playing the game.
Yeah, I've
think
heard
I had
that
one.
the shiny rates in both Arceus and Gen 9 are like
It's
really
free.
high.
It's a
I
meme.
think in both Gen 9 and Arceus, I had a shiny in the first hour of the game.
Oh.
It's a total meme. It's trivially free.
I got a
Oh, yeah.
shiny Tarantula on the first route in Scarlet Violet.
I got a
Yeah,
hop up on like the
unfortunately-
second route, so yeah.
Unfortunately, you had a Tarantula.
Yeah, it was red. It was like, wait, is that a different form?
It's
No,
actually a
it's
sick color, yeah.
yeah. And then once it evolves, it turns into a pink Spidops.
Can I tell
Well,
you
at
my
least it's
best?
not a hop up.
Can I tell you my best
Go for
shiny
it.
in Legends Arceus? It was during a
Go for
catch 'em
it.
all run. It was the Alpha Steelix.
Alright, I remember that.
It was incredible.
Just a giant gold motherfucker.
Yup.
A golden nugget.
That's based.
Okay, I need to explain this one more time because I'm about to attempt the last and most important skip of the run. It's not this upcoming trainer, but the next one we see will look like I have to fight her. Because she's standing, like, where, like, this guy is, like, near, like, a ledge, and it's like, oh, like, you have to fight him, I guess.
Oh, the
Well,
gold trainer. I
if we
remember
are
now.
very, very careful, we can squeeze... We can walk, like, straight in front of her, and she won't see us. And you will all be like, what? How did she not see you? It's called Alexa Skip, because the trainer name is Alexa. It's not the most difficult skip, but it's like the highest pressure skip because it's in Victory Road. So like, if you're like on pace, like your hands are shaking, you know, your heart rate's up, you're a little sweaty, one little slip of the Joy-Con stick and you will hit an optional. So it's like a high pressure situation.
Me win mom spaghetti.
Yeah, little sweaty palms.
So
Isn't
it
that
is going to come up in like 30 seconds here, so don't look away, and I would like you all to react to how crazy it is. I have to push a boulder a little bit first.
It's right before stairs, right? I can't remember anymore.
No, I have to push the boulder, I get a free heal from Jenny, and you'll see her right here, is that it's the trainer just south of me. Yeah, you'll see. But I have to do this boulder puzzle first because it's required.
Yeah, you have to climb a bit. It's not a slope in this game, so not stairs anymore, like in past games. Yeah, it's very hard to squeeze
and
between.
Moltres is in this room with the stairs right here, but we don't go that way.
It went back to
So
zero.
glad that I'm so glad every time you push a block, you get to watch that animation.
Yep. And
Yeah.
we're gonna do
Very
it.
good.
We're gonna do it 20 times in the next one. I would like you all to count with me, but okay.
Very,
Keep your eyes,
very good.
Keep your eyes on the skip. It's happening right now. Okay, ready?
Okay.
This trainer right here looks like you have to fight her.
Good luck.
Done.
Free trick.
Yep.
Alright, let me
Nice.
see.
You just kind of hug that
Yeah,
little
see ya.
ledge.
You have to hug the wall really closely.
Yeah, it looks like I'm standing right in front of her. I am not in her trainer visions. Trainers are blind in this game.
That's kind of epic.
It's like I said earlier, we have to be right in the middle of, like, next to the tile, or like.
And
in the middle
that's
of the device, you won't
that
be able to
is
see.
why you saw me dismount Rapidash, because you can't do the skip while you're on Rapidash because your hitbox is too far away from that ledge. So we go into that corner, which forces Rapidash to despawn,
Dismount.
and it gives us that margin to be able to squeeze right by her. I've
That way we don't
been
have to
practicing that a lot, by the way, because I used to do it real slow and carefully, and I would kind of like second guess myself, but there was like a more consistent, like, it's not that hard. It honestly is not the hardest skip in the game. Splitting the two trainers down the middle in Route 6 is way more difficult, because you're just kind of free-forming. You're like, I'm kind of in the middle here. Don't see me.
That one you need to not go too far to the left,
Yeah.
no, need to go too far to the right.
Yeah.
It's the main issue. And you have to do it twice, on the way back and on the way
Yeah.
to
All right,
Senna.
count the boulder pushes with me, everybody. Okay, ready?
Alright.
All right, here we go.
And while we're at it, keep
1,
going.
2, 3,
Yay.
4, 5,
Five,
6,
6,
7,
7,
8,
8,
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16,
16,
17,
17.
18,
18,
19,
19.
20. We're done. 20. Okay.
It's over!
69.
Nice.
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 This truly is the strongest EV in the world, by the way.
This is the... Of all the things that this game does,
That sure is one of them.
Yeah. So this is Dawson. This was the first trainer that was discovered you could just run right through them. So basically what happened was like Rapidash kind of like dismounted and then remounted and like pushed the trainer's like hitbox forward, and it was like, oh, it hit the ladder before I got past this guy. And I was like, oh, I guess we could skip the mount. So the 4 trainers that I have fought in Victory Road can be skipped with Rapidash or Aerodactyl, and that's the mount skips run. Instead, I don't own those Joy-Cons, so I do no mount skips, and that's the category.
Good shot.
Dang.
I don't need to skip.
Can't believe it's a pay-to-win speed run.
Yo, this run actually ain't that bad.
No, you're doing fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is like 306 pace. Here's our full restore. It's the only one we get for the whole run. Use it wisely.
Cool.
It's mostly if you get poisoned on the fight, I think.
It is for healing and healing HP and paralysis on Agatha.
Yeah, probably.
Because Agatha's lead, Arbok, has Glare and Crunch. Remember, Crunch can drop your defense.
Yeah.
So, A, don't get crits.
Just don't get crit for it.
I mean, yeah, like...
But something special might happen on that fight, and we'll see if it happens. It's like 50-50. Alright, Eevee, let's do it. Okay, first of all, how many subs away are we to petting the Eevee again? Because we can still pet in the E4. 8 subs. Listen, if Void gets 8 subs, we are going to pet this Eevee while in the Elite Four.
Gonna put the Eevee right in front of Lance. Make him watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Alright, so here's how the E4 goes. The first 2 battles are kind of pushovers.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yo, Larpus.
Yo, Larpus.
Go Larpus.
Yo, Ice Mommy.
Oh.
So Lorelei, you can go to +4, +6. I actually didn't check any of my stats, but kind of knowing where I was, I'm good, but I'm not great. So I think +6 is just a lot safer. But also, like, Dugong can only do, like, 20 points of damage to us on any given turn, so it's like, we're at no risk of dying.
What a fake Pokemon.
Thankfully, this Dugong does
Can you believe
Megaron.
Lorelei leads Dugong?
If they gave Dugong Megaron, this would have been fucking absolutely crazy.
So we go to +6, and the fight is won.
If the Dugong had Megaron, you probably had to use.
Yeah,
like,
so if I
Megaron.
have, like, really good special attack, you can go to +4 safely. Because the Larpus and the Jinx become ranges. At, like, good, but not great special attack.
Big Larpus.
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 Larpus down.
Close your eyes.
Beautiful.
Yeah, get off the screen, Jinx. Yeah, the tried and true stat, go to +6.
Just go to +6,
It's
dude.
not the only time we do it, but we don't do it for every fight.
Just go to +6, dude.
Yeah, it's +6. Easy. Alright, so I am at 71 HP currently, right?
Is this fine for Bruno?
I will tell you how fine it is for Bruno in a minute.
I don't know, why don't you tell me?
Okay, so I'm at 71 HP.
Oh, sorry.
Bye, Larpus! I love
Thanks,
you!
Basement. I appreciate that.
Bye, Larpus.
Yeah, goodbye,
So
Larpus.
for Bruno, I am going to go into the fight without healing. I am
Nice.
not even in crit range. Because Bruno's lead is an Onyx. And who knows a fun fact about Onyx's attack stat?
Onyx is a
Unexpected.
fake fucking Pokemon.
Yeah.
Fake Pokemon.
Onyx is the lead.
Honestly, Basement, Onyx is not even good enough to be my fake.
Oh my
And-
god.
And Bruno, we only have to go to +2. The Onyx
Really
does
do this.
maximum 46 points of damage, so with a crit, it's like maybe
It's a
70,
stab
but my
earthquake.
defense is
Oh my
really good,
God.
so even a crit would do less than 60 points of damage to me. But I did
Reminder
mention
that
this
Mono-
earlier, the one thing I haven't seen in this game is that, again, Bruno's Hitmonlee has Feint, which is a priority move. And he could click it if we were on like 10 HP, but I have not seen it. But I think it was either like Saiyan or Randall got it like twice in a row and died. And it was like, throw out your switch.
Yeah.
Because we call that having bad switch entropy.
Switch entropy.
Yeah, if you hang out around me or Etiquette enough, we talk about bad switch entropy, where it's just like, damn, I have. At one point, I was running Sword and Shield, and I had 4 Arcanines in a row that had 0 or 1 attack IV. And Etiquette comes into my stream, and he's like,
What?
"Throw out your switch. You have bad switch entropy."
Yeah, it's like
True.
it's too many anti-particles. It's built up.
Yeah, exactly.
That's like the bourgeois version of skill issue.
Yep.
Okay, now we'll heal
That's
going
like shooting the card.
into Agatha. So the final 3 fights are actually all dangerous fights, and I do fight Agatha the risky way, so I actually could die. But
Hell
we
yeah.
need content,
Eh.
so let's go
This
for
fight is
it.
redundant.
I think doing the safe Agatha strat is like way too slow and not worth my time, especially like
I think-
thinking about like the upcoming tournaments. I don't think it's worth the time loss. It's like just don't die, easy. And it's not as risky as Lance or Champ to like not get crit. So we
mean-
need to be +2 special attack and +2 speed is the thing here. So we get hit with paralysis and then we get hit with crunch. Oh, defense drop. You know what? We will simply not get crits.
We send it.
We're gonna
All
defend it.
because she leaves with
Woo!
it's like,
Oh, my defense dropped again.
yeah.
You love to hear it.
So I win, but I lose a turn on Golbat, which does have quick attack and will hit me for 35 points of damage.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm like trying to calc it right now. I know I'm in quick attack range.
This is
But I win.
different than I lost to
So
before, 'cause
notice
the
how the
gold-
Starmie is now turning around. I have those friendship turnarounds. At
Fucking
this
friendship
level,
turnarounds.
it is 10% that the Starmie would have expelled the paralysis on its own in what's called Power of Love. It'll be like, Starmie didn't want you to worry about it, and the paralysis goes away, and you just save a turn.
And then
Crazy.
there's a chance you can survive with 1 HP.
Yeah, I have a chance to live on 1 HP. At
like
like
a
a,
focus band.
at an almost like 10% rate.
Me losing 2 seconds every time I have to run from a random encounter because my Pokemon loves me too much.
So my run yesterday had a random high friendship, and I got turnarounds on Bruno, and I lost 10 seconds.
Oh my god.
Because I also had to scald the Onyx because my special attack was so low.
Oh,
So I just
no.
straight up lose 10 seconds. And I was just like, how did that happen? Just had a random high
Damn
friendship
you,
run.
Game Freak.
Damn you. So that's Agatha. Again, that's the risky way to do it. You could just do 2-controller with like Dodrio, but I kind of hate doing that strat.
Yeah, fuck it,
It's
we
very
ball.
slow.
We go full send on this.
No pity.
Yes. We can,
No, it's Doomace.
we can full send now. So Lance is the most dangerous fight in the game because his lead Seadra has Hyper Beam, and if you get crit with Hyper Beam, you will probably die except from full health. But you're giving him 4 attempts to attack you. So yeah, good luck not getting crit.
Why is he wearing a Spider-Man outfit under his cape in
Yeah,
this
no
game?
kidding.
What the hell?
So here is how we do the
Spider-Man
so usually you would X special defend, but I am going to not. I'm gonna get hit with Hydro Pump, get crits, and then
Nice.
summon the second controller. And from here, I'm going to set up while I'm attacking. So the Seadra is guaranteed +2 Psychic, and the Aerodactyl comes out next, which is why we have to X speed first. And the Aerodactyl, if you have literal lowest possible special attack, is a 15 and 16 range with +4 psychic. Which I had yesterday, by the way. I had 0 IV with 0 AVs earned in special attack, so I had the minimum possible. It's
Hell
like,
yeah.
oh, 15 and 16, hooray. Also, this Gyarados can be a range at +6 psychic, and instead you would have to Thunderbolt it, which is real sad. I had to do that yesterday too.
Save the frames though.
But most importantly, the Dragonite is the toughest range because it's not like, oh, just hit it with Ice Beam. Well, we don't have Ice Beam. I have 142 special attack. This is guaranteed to KO the Dragonites. So as long as you don't have like minimum special defense and HP, which would be Hyper Beam critting you from full range, like the way to do this fight is totally safe. So we're just flexing on land. Now, to do this fight safely, this is quite slow. You do lose like 20 to 25 seconds over just the normal way. Because again, I have to input with the second controller every time. So 2 controller turns are much slower than 1 controller turns. However, for the next fight, we actually just like don't even lose any time 2 controllering the fight. For 2 reasons. One, like we can set up and get rid of his ace, which is Mega Pidgeot. That's right, Champion's actually scary because he leads his best mon. Unlike everybody else.
The only fight in any game where the trainer will use a Mega Evolution in the beginning.
Yeah, he doesn't wait till the end, he just uses it right away, which makes it really dangerous.
It's really frightening.
But with the 2 controller strat, he's more likely to target Rapidash and 2-hit it with Air Slash into Quick Attack, which gets rid of our second Pokemon, like in the Giovanni fights, which means I'm 1-controllering the rest of the fight. So you don't even like lose that much time, and on average you actually save time. If not for Lance, you would just do the E4 this way because it's safer and faster. But because Lance is slower safe, we don't do it this way for like PB attempts. Yeah, Lance we go +6. For Trace, we only need +4.
And we still have the base team to rival fight with Champion.
So ideally, the Pidgeot will target the Rapidash. It's not guaranteed though. There are also other versions of the fight where if you have a Pokemon with Fake Out, you can fake out the Pidgeot turn 1, and it's free. You just set up and you fake out Pidgeot and he can't move. But this is what we want to have happen is the Air Slash and Quick Attack the Rapidash.
Even the Rapidash works because it's been with you for so long. So his happiness is really high.
And we just win. We win from here. The Vileplume comes out. If we were only at +2, we could still set up because he goes for Solar Beam, so we have a turn.
Rival fight
That's so
much
funny.
easier than compared to Blue. Don't have to deal with anything like Execure or like Kazam.
Yeah. And version difference, if you're playing with the Pikachu version, Rival has Jolteon, which is higher special defense, so you're either at +4 range, or you have to go to +6. But here, Raichu is like totally fine. +4 always.
And
fine.
has much more speed as well.
Oh yeah, Jolteon's fast as fuck, boy.
Raichu is 110, Jolteon is 130 base speed.
130, yeah.
And funny enough, you actually cannot misclick on this fight, because this is my last Psychic, and the last Pokemon that comes out is Slowbro. So if you are just mashing, it's just like, hey, you can't use that move. You have to click the best move in the game, which again is Thunderbolt.
The Thunderbolt's pretty good, yeah.
Thunderbolt kind of goated.
And he had a Marowak, which was the Cubone he had from the Pokemon Tower.
And that's it.
The Lord.
We did it. We're champion.
Yeah.
Congrats,
That's
gamers.
it. You can do it.
Nice run, gamer. Nice run.
Yo, we memed and watched a cutscene and died to Misty, and I'm still gonna get a 307, which is honestly like cracked.
That's really good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a really good time.
Dude.
Very nice run for a marathon.
And also, we petted the Eevee.
We did pet
Twice.
the Eevee twice.
Hell yeah.
Which was nice.
Nice run.
I love petting the Eevee. Whenever I have a good run, I wait through credits and then I pet the Eevee afterwards. because it's just like a good way to end a stream. You just get like the positive vibes going.
Facts.
Yeah,
facts.
yeah.
If only the other games were like this.
What the dog doing?
What the dog doing?
Joel is champion.
Hell yeah.
Goddamn
Oh,
right, dude.
Yeah, okay, split
Champion.
for real this time. Well, yeah, thank you. First of all, thank you, V0oid, for inviting me on. Really appreciate that, bud.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anime?
That was a really fun run. Thank you.
Yeah, Pokemon is great.
Great.
I love this game. If you want to see me play this game a lot, please at least follow my channel. Seriously would love to see just more people hang out, because this game is fun and we meme a lot and we have like a good crew, and everybody else that's a part of like the Let's Go speedrunning community are all like super friendly and inviting people. Like, if you watch this game and said, God, Eevee is just the cutest little guy, I want to speedrun this too, hit me up. Like, I will gladly just like go out of my way to coach people how to get good at this game. In fact, I'm like coaching 3 people right now who are trying to get ready for the tournament, and because we just want more people to play this game. It's super fun, it's super cute, it has a low skill threshold of entry. Like, you can pick up this game and be pretty good right away.
Even like the other game is much more accessible because you don't have to wait an hour to get going.
Yeah, that plus like there are no really dangerous fights. Like, what happened to me on Misty is honestly point blank the worst thing that can happen, and you can still subvert that by 2-controllering the fight.
Yeah.
So the game is accessible because you can just play the game. It's not like, oh, I missed the nip, I'm like never gonna get this. It's like you get an Eevee and you go. In fact, this Eevee was unrunnable. This was minus special attack. So in a PB
unrunnable,
attempt,
quote unquote.
yeah, quote unquote, I would not have taken this in a PB attempt, and it was still totally fine. I lost. That there was the one fight with the Sandshrew that I didn't kill, and I got sand attack. That was the only thing that the special attack didn't cover. So yeah, just like come and hang out and like be a part of our community. Like the whole Switch PSR people, there's like lots and lots of good people. And if you want to learn another Switch game, like I'm your guy too, because again, I will speedrun all of the like Switch Pokemon games. You'll.
The new game title is like, oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say like, people can find me at GDQ if they're going, because I'll be there all this next week, and we have the Let's Go tournament that's gonna go on next month, and I'm gonna help to commentate and also run in that. So that's kind of like the projects I'm working on right now. But yeah. Anyone else want to say anything? Nice or not?
Hey, T-Vet, can you teach me Mystery Dungeon on the Switch?
You know, I might have my good friend
It's a Pokemon
Valkyrie,
game.
Like,
You said all
up.
Pokemon
Isn't
games.
it much longer than the original game?
It's essentially basically the original game.
Yeah. Or length, I meant.
Hey, T-Pat, can you tell me what the weather is?
It was actually great today. We had some spotty scattered showers in central Washington, and yeah, it was like low 70s, partly cloudy sky, some nice cumulus clouds to work with out there. And I was looking at the forecast for GDQ. It's going to be like 85 and not that humid for Minnesota. I'm stoked. Because
That sounds cracked, yeah.
if you know about that humidity, that humidity sucks. Because I used to live in Illinois, and the corn sweats in Illinois, and it's bad.
Yo, thanks, King.
Yeah.
Yeah,
In fact, we
But
stalled.
yeah, that was a really fun run, man. Thank you so much for doing it.
Yeah, we in fact stalled enough time that I'm gonna pet the Eevee one more time for everybody. How
Oh,
about
petting
that?
the Eevee for the fans and for free as well.
This one's for
It's
free.
the best cutscene in the game, T-Pet. What the hell?
Ooh, come on, be happy. Pet that Eevee. Pet that Eevee. See, you just always have to finish a good run with some Eevee pets. See? What the dog doing? How about we also feed the Eevee raspberry? Yum, 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 yum. Hi. Okay. We pet that Eevee. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the run. And V0oidathon! Which is so cool!
It's V0oidathon!
It's V0oidathon!
Turns out V0oidathon is not over yet. Next run's gonna be Hex Cells Infinite by Lost Core. So we'll be right back. I'm gonna set him up.